Emerson Mario Jar, number 15 Gibson Singh, number 16 Joshua Deji, and on the bench is number 17 Matthew Tollett or Leo Guerrero Coe, whoever comes on in the number 17 shirt according to the team sheet. And in the middle, refereeing this game today is Mark Pond. The assistant referees are Nicholas Vermont and Brian Taylor. And of course, back by popular demand on the Enfield FC commentary is Pete on Harlow Town against Sporting Bengal. Sporting Bengal are within the Essex Senior League, and they're a bit lower than Enfield, probably a little bit weaker than Enfield I'd like in theory, but they're definitely up for it and they definitely fancy their chances ahead of this game.
Yeah, they mostly do. Obviously it's going to be nice for them to come here today and obviously play in front of the crowd and on the ground here at Harlow, but I just think that Harlow could be too strong from Jake, if I'm honest. I'm expecting a similar result maybe to the Enfield game, but it's an FA Cup, you never know. I think it depends maybe on the attitude of the Harlow players, if they think we're really going to win and go through, and like we said before, I think they've got mates probably just withstand the first 10 or 15 minutes to get on top. If they score first Harlow, then I think they'll be alright.
And obviously to get through to this stage of playoffs, they had an encounter with Essex Senior League side Clapton away from home. That game finished 2-2, and then Sporting Bengal won that 6-5 in penalties, but were 1-0 up at half time. And what we can see from their results, they did lose 3-1 against Walthamstow away and drew 0-0 against St Margaret's-Bee, but interestingly within them two Essex Senior League clashes it was 0-0 at half time. So it looks like they do come out in that first half quite defensively and then look to try and open you up within the second half.
Yeah, or the other side of it, that they're struggling for a bit of fitness, so and they get picked off at half time. So it's going to be interesting to see how they line up, and you've done it ever so well. Actually, goes announcing their side, so we should get a rough idea when they start. It looks like just what looked in the warm up. Obviously, they're playing with a back four, and I think they've got a holding midfielder. I think one of their tallest players that might obviously sort of try and withhold Harlow's midfield going forward. But it'll be interesting again. I'm looking forward to seeing Hector Mackey again after his performance in the last round. I thought he was outstanding, and just seeing if Harlow can keep another clean sheet.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, we've had one game since the last FA Cup tie against Enfield, which was on Tuesday away to Sittingbourne. It is worth noting we had quite a notable amount of players missing from that, and it was a 3-0 defeat. Could it be the grass pitch, or could it be that the higher level of the team, obviously level with us, but most of our wins have come against Essex Senior League teams?
Yeah, I know Sittingbourne really well. Obviously, I know their manager Darren, who's took over this year as well. It's not the nicest of places to go down to, if I'm honest with you. The pitch isn't normally that great, but you know he's made a few signings in the summer, and you know the South East division is strong, and it didn't surprise me with the result. But obviously, you know, when you're stepping up to play in a team at your own level, and if you've only played sort of sides, well, you played Romford to be fair, didn't you? So. Yeah. But I watched another game midweek, and most people are just keeping one eye on this on today and not really putting out full sides, and rightly so. So I wouldn't really look too much into the game. I think it just gave some of the players that were on the fringes some minutes which they needed, obviously, for next week when the whole league starts. And
in terms of Sporting Bengal, obviously their last two games have been Essex Senior League ties and competitive football. Our last competitive game was this FA Cup tie against Enfield. Do you think that would put Sporting Bengal in good stead, having more competitive football experience this season?
Well, difficult. I just think the class they're going to struggle with, if I'm honest. I just think Harlow's mostly going to have too much to them all over the park. Just looking at the two sides, I think physically Harlow look bigger. And you know they've had a good pre-season. What's this? I think is it their fifth game now?
I think so. Yeah.
So they've mostly played the same games. And they, you know, I think maybe Bengal might be sitting there thinking, well, they got absolutely, you know, Enfield got hammered here. So I can't see them sort of parking a bus, but it's, you know, they've got nothing to lose, like we said with Enfield last Tuesday night.
Yeah, most certainly, and it's worth noting as well, obviously with the Harlow team looking at that game against Enfield, what Sporting Bengal are going to be looking to stop which Enfield couldn't, was that link-up play between Hector Mackey and Alcock and the balls going in from the channel. That could cause Sporting Bengal quite a few problems this afternoon.
Yeah, I commented on I thought Enfield got it, their shape all wrong. I thought they were miles too narrow. They let the fullback, especially Alcock in the first half, come down the right-hand side, and it was easy. They were playing like wingers, the two fullbacks. So I expect Bengal not to do that. If they've maybe spoke to Enfield or watched the video back and done their homework, if they do exactly the same, then it's going to be the same answer. Obviously, they're going to be worried with your front three's pace and your strength. But for me, if you're going to play Harlow, I think you need to do a job on Mackey and stopping playing, because I thought he pulled all the strings in that game.
Most certainly. And when we look at obviously players that had a good game for Harlow in that game, you can't look past Kay, that was playing centre half that night. Looked big and strong. Okay, one or two mistakes, but that's likely at this time of the season. What kind of influence will he need to bring today to make sure he keep no silly things happen against Sporting Bengal?
Yeah, just the same. I was impressed with him. He was just like an old-fashioned centre half. He headed and kicked it and looked very solid and demanding. He didn't want to get the ball and thought he could overplay, which some centre halves nowadays think. And he gave you a very, very good sort of solid pivot through your middle with Hector just in front of him, and obviously then you've got Menga up top, so you've got a very, very strong spine, and he'd done that, and I expect the same again today, to be fair. I think he hopefully might not even be under too much pressure. You might see a different part of him.
Definitely. And housekeeping for you guys, if you want to listen to this commentary on Periscope, feel free to go over now before the game kicks off. Harlow Town FC on Periscope. That way you can keep the app on your phone, and you don't actually have to keep it on to actually listen to the commentary. You can have it in the background. So if you want to listen to that way, feel free. We are about 3 or 4 minutes away from the teams coming out. The substitutes are just warming up for this game, and if you haven't listened to an FA Cup commentary or you don't know the rules this season, what could be in Sporting Bengal's favour is there is no replays. If it's a draw, it's straight to a penalty shootout. Yep,
and obviously, they won on penalties in the last round. But as I said to you before, at the last game, that I know Rob Budd really well, and he's a good penalty stopper. So with the inch, I don't think that'll worry, and I'll be very, very surprised if it goes that far. Obviously, they need to start. They need a bit of luck today, Bengal as well, and also I just thought they need to keep their discipline. And I thought Enfield struggled a little bit with that. I thought they lost their shape, their discipline, and the good thing about Harlow, I thought they kept their patience. Because the first 20 minutes, as it goes, Enfield, there wasn't much between them, but they kept their patience and let the quality come through, and I'm expecting exactly the same today.
Well, the teams are slowly making their way to the pitch, of course, separately as they have to now in these pre-COVID times. Harlow Town, of course, in their all red strips with the white trim, and the visitors in all blue this afternoon as both teams approach the pitch now. So weather does look good as well, so it could be potentially a good one. The crowd's starting to filter in. And could that be something that goes against Bengal as well, with all the atmosphere, the noise that Harlow fans can make if they all do get behind the team today?
Yeah, I expect the Harlow fans, obviously I think they're going to be expecting a good performance as well after the last round. Like I said, it's a new side, they need to be a bit patient I think this year. It's going to take a little bit of time. As we said last the FA Cup's been kind to Harlow with the 200s and the two teams below, so it gives them a chance to sort of find their feet and get the crowd behind them with a couple of wins, and I'm expecting the same today, and I think that the crowd are always happier when you're scoring goals, and they were treated to a lot of goals in the last round, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be expecting the same today.
Definitely, and Sporting Bengal actually getting their almost like a squad photo taken on the far side of the pitch ahead of this. Obviously, for a team in the Essex Senior League, they usually start at the extra Premier League rounds anyway. Yeah. So to get through to this round as well is an achievement for most Essex Senior League sides.
Yeah, it is, but you could say that it's like obviously sides like Harlow getting through the next round. You're just a bit worried. I'm always a bit wary of having a team picture in a game like this before. Like you're basically thinking it's a day out and not a cup game, and there's only a league between them, and things do happen. So I think they need to get their game head on and see what they're about. I'm quite looking forward to seeing them and how they start. And if it's me, I'll be going, just take the game to them. Let's have a go at them.
for the captains in the middle of the pitch now with the referee as his traditional. Cyrus scored and the captain for Harlow. And they haven't told us who the captain is for Sporting Bengal on the team sheet.
It's Anthony Murray Bruce.
Got eyes like a hawk, so that's Anthony Murray Bruce, who is the captain for Sporting Bengal. Obviously both players with big roles.
I'm glad it was him that was the captain, to be honest with you. I didn't fancy it being the 12. You've done really well. I'm quite looking forward to seeing Cyrus today as well, because I actually thought he was quite quiet in the round before. Obviously coming back Harlow, when he was here his first stint, and he was lively, more of an attacking midfielder, but he sort of sat in and obviously, like we said, let Mackie do it. So I'm interested to see if he obviously gets his fitness a little bit sharper and starts taking a bit more of a prominent role.
Certainly, and we are waiting to kick off, but we're going to allow Sporting Bengal to have another team photo in another position of the pitch now.
I think we're waiting for the TV to let us know to kick off, aren't we?
And it doesn't look like we've got any representatives down at BT Sport this afternoon. So
there's quite a few of them to your right, behind David. All wearing tracksuits is a giveaway for you there, Jake. There's about 8 of them.
What, from BT Sport?
Oh, BT? No, this Sporting Bengal Sport.
So yeah, we are just awaiting the lineups, the kick-off now. The game should have kicked off around a minute ago, so hopefully we'll be bringing you what you've actually come to listen for, rather than us just going on. But Haru Menga's in at the spot now, waiting to take this kick-off. It looks like Harlow will take the first kick of the game.
There's a first goal in the FA Cup already, and Deal Town have took the lead against Sittingbourne, who you played, and Deal Town are a league below, so goals already coming in within the first minute.
Most certainly a shot. That would be something if Harlow can score within the first minute. That would be great. So Harlow will be kicking left to right as we look here in the gantry. Larue Menga stands over the ball, just waiting for the game to start now. We should have the action with you fairly shortly. Now Larue Menga does get the game underway. It's into George Doyle. George Doyle with a punch straight into the channel, looking for Christian Adukafemi. It's headed by one of their players, and it goes out for a Harlow Town throw.
Be interesting to see how they deal with the long throw straight away, Bengal. So, Fidgeo's late.
It was number 20 that headed it out, but we don't have a 20 on the team sheet, so unfortunately for him, he's going to have to be called number 20 for the remainder of this game. As Amit Billa prepares to take a throw for the Hawks. The throw's taken in, it takes header back. The Sporting Bengal have the ball on the edge of their own area as they look to play the ball forward, but it's only as far as Jack McQueen, who kicks the ball straight into the channel looking for Menga. Menga can't get there. Can Billa get it? He can't. Ball goes out of play, and it is a throw for Sporting Bengal.
The 20 is David Tari.
David Tari. This is what's. This is a good thing about having somebody that knows the players in the lower leagues as the. As a co-commentator.
Yeah, I'm Keith, Jake. If you don't know me either.
But so yeah, the number 20 is obviously David Tari, as you said. So he was written as number 5 on the team sheet.
Yeah, it looks like Bengal are lining up as a 4-1. It looks like 4-1-4-1.
So a great formation to obviously come and play in the FA Cup tie with, as their goalkeeper Alvarez will take this free kick, which he does take, and it's headed away by Harlow Town's Kate. It's only into the path of Sporting Bengal as they lay it back into the number 20 Tawari. Number 9's got the ball for Sporting Bengal. He thought he got fouled, but it will be a throw to Harlow Town on the far side to be taken by Amit Billa. Billa's now taken the throw. It's into Larue Menga. It's now Kiembe just picked up the ball in the middle of the park. He loses it momentarily as Sporting Bengal look to play it down the channel, which they do, but it's out of play and it goes for a Harlow Town throw. So in the early exchanges, we are seeing Harlow trying to play it within that channel as predicted.
Yeah, it's very similar to the Enfield game. Obviously, Harlow would just sign them out, see what they're like physically and aerial with the, your big three up front. Yeah, obviously at the moment, Bengal have dealt with it, but it's still early stages, and I think it's going to be. I think they're going to try and maybe submit him into a bit of physical battle and then play the football after. Very narrow again, as you can see. I think Alcott's pushed right in, whereas on last Tuesday night he was playing pretty wide.
Most certainly. Harlow Town do have this throw for Amit Billa. just finding somebody to throw it to, and in the end it's gone to Larue Menga, who chests it down. It's into Kiembe. Ryan Kiembe's still got the ball as it goes back to Menga, and it's cleared out of play by David Tawari for Sporting Bengal, and it will be a Harlow Town throw.
As you can see, Jake, they are putting everyone back behind the ball. They're just leaving one up at the moment to try and deal with it. So obviously worried a little bit about Harlow, but if you look at the mismatch, look at Mackie on the edge of the box there, and Alcott's free here if it misses everyone.
Biller's throw is into the box, and it's a shot by. Oh, it's limited in. It nearly went over. Not to keep up, it left the crossbar, and it was a shot from Cyrus Gordon that took a deflection. First chance of the afternoon, but the score remains 0-0.
Yeah, that's one thing Bengal need to do is pick second balls up, and they didn't. And Cyrus got onto it and he hit it, and I think it did hit Menga and went over the bar.
Now it will be a goal kick for AS Ferreira, a goal for Sporting Bengal. The goal kick is now taken. It's up in the air. And it's the number 10, which is Carlos Bennett, who's picked up the ball. It's over to the 11, Chaka Bennett, for the away side. He's got Ahmed Biller on him, and Ahmed Biller wins the ball back. And clears the ball up line. And Larue Menga looks like he'll get the pace there. Couldn't quite get on the end of it as it was cleared away. Cyrus Gordon picks the ball up in the middle. Cyrus Gordon over to Biller. Biller's now coming down the far side. Challenged by the number 8, Jake Edmonds. And it goes out for a throw to Harlow, but there's a bit of afters there. So the referee will just have a word with the Sporting Bengal number 8.
Just looking at the 7 for Bengal, Mauricio Rincon, he doesn't look like he's going to fancy tracking Craig Alcott all afternoon. But I was looking in the warm-up. Craig's obviously got some sort of stiffness either in his thigh or something, or his hamstring, because he was working with a physio all warm-up, and he's still stretching off now. So I think if Harlow did get a lead, they'd like to give him a little bit of a rest going into next week's big game here.
Yeah, of course the league starts with a home tie now against SC Romania. Of course that game was swapped as George Doyle picks up the ball in the middle and lays it out to Craig Alcott. Alcott cuts inside on this near side, puts the ball into the box. It's Harlow Town 1, Sporting Bengal United 0 here in the familiar round of the Emirates FA Cup.
Just as I was saying, that Rincon didn't fancy marking Alcott. He's gave him miles too much space, and he's coming on his left foot. And to be fair, it was a great delivery in, and the marking was a bit shambolic and all, but it was a great header. So 1-0, and I think the writing's on the wall here. Again, it looks like down the right hand side's an outlet, and I think looking back at that, Rincon won't be happy that he didn't get tight enough and let Craig Alcott come inside. But good delivery.
Good delivery, and the most important thing from a Harlow point of view is headed goals. As Sporting Bengal get the game back underway. Number 20, David Tawari. It's over to the number 3, David Vaughan. David Vaughan plays it inside, and it's a good little bit of passing play from Sporting Bengal as they look to forward. And it's headed away by Ahmed Biller. Cyrus Gordon looks to get on the end of it, but could Sporting Bengal break? The answer is no. It's Harlow Town clear, and it looked like they had that first attack since our goal with a bit of conviction there.
Yeah, that was the first time they actually got the ball down and tried to play, and it looks like they could knock it about a little bit, to be fair to them.
Ahmed Biller now heads it away following that throw, and it's put out of play by the number 2, Real Ghazi, and it will be a Harlow Town throw.
What we're saying about the quality, and that's what obviously Harlow possesses, is that little bit of extra quality that maybe Bengal haven't got, and the cross was the quality, and the header too. They still had to put it in the back of the net.
Definitely, and obviously as time goes on you might see the fitness element of it there, so it could be a high scoring afternoon, but obviously we won't rule out Sporting Bengal just yet as they look to break forward, but Kay heads the ball away and eventually he goes out for a Harlow Town throw on the far side to be taken by Ahmed Biller. Ahmed Biller's still waiting to take this throw. Now he does as he looks for Larue Menga. He's got 2 on him, one of them hits it out and it'll be another Harlow Town throw. So it looks like they're just trying to build up that line. And Cyrus Gordon back to Biller. Biller now gets past 1, can he get past 2? Got past 2, couldn't get past 3, and it's now throwing for Harlow Town on the far side. Biller just waiting to take this throw. Harlow load men in the box, with Sporting Bengal got the defenders back as well. It's headed away by Bengal, and it'll be yet another Harlow Town throw on this far side. And Biller takes this throw. and it's headed away by Sporting Bengal. Amit Biller's trying to retrieve the ball back, but it's cleared down the line, and that is a good ball there. It's the number 9.
Pace now.
He's got no support. He's got the ball. He's cut inside one of the hard defenders. Jack McQueen ends up getting the ball back. It kind of almost looked like he lost control with that run there.
Yeah, I felt sorry for him a little bit, and I spoke about it earlier. He's just playing up front on his own, and to be fair, the fullback Gazy's cleared his irons really well, and it's gone over the head of Kay, and he's got in, but. With no support because everyone else was back behind the ball. If they'd had someone around, then maybe it could be 1-1.
And Chaka Barnett looks to put the ball in the box of Sporting Bengal, but it's intercepted by Jack McQueen, who lays it back to Amit Bella. It's back to McQueen. McQueen now kicks the ball into the Sporting Bengal half, looking for Larry Menga. It takes a bounce, and it could have run through to Christian, but the ref deemed that he's fouled. The number 20, David Tawari, for Sporting Bengal, and it will be a free kick. Just joined us here, the score is Harlow Town 1, Sporting Bengal 0. It will be a free kick, and it will be taken by the goalkeeper, number 1, Aris Ferrara. I do apologise if I got that wrong. It's headed away by Kay. Kay looks to play it into Kiembe. Kiembe couldn't get on the end of it. A Sporting Bengal now win a throw for the number 2, Real Ghazi. Ghazi's now taking that throw. It's into Jabana. He gets it intercepted. George Doyle's got the ball. It's now to Amit Bayer. Amit Bayer plays into side of Scotland. It's intercepted by Marquez. Marquez has now got the ball. It's into the middle to Tuari. And now the number 3, David Ford picks up the ball. It's not a Bengal. He takes a shot, and it's deflected off of Jack McQueen and out for a throw.
Yeah, good little skill there from Marcus. He's obviously the holding midfield player. Looks like he can play the fella, to be honest.
Certainly coming in, the goal's been a wake-up call for him almost, as they look to play the ball back into the box, and George Doyle hears the ball, but it takes a deflection off of one of them, and Harlow Town at the throw on the left hand side. Will be Craig Alcott to take a throw. Alcott has now taken this throw, it takes a bounce, and Christian Abdul-Ghafani has got it, looks around to Menga. Menga couldn't get the ball, as number 6 Bruce picks up the ball. He lays it into the number 2 Real Ghazi. Real Ghazi cuts it inside, it's now into the middle as he plays the ball forward, and it's now the number 8 who picks up the ball for Sporting Bengal. Number 8 of course is Jake Edmonds, plays the ball over the top, it runs out for a goal kick.
Yeah, fair play to Sporting Bengal, Jake. They've settled after the goal for this 5 minutes, and they seem to have a little bit of a better shape, and I think they've got the ball on the deck and zipped it about a little bit, so that could be a plus sign for them. If they want to go and match Harlow up and go route 1, they're going to come unstuck, but if they pop it about a bit, they could find a few gaps here.
Rob Budd steps over the ball as he's about to take this goal kick.
But everyone camped in one half of the pitch. I'm not a big lover of this.
No, neither am I must say. Reminds me of the good old days of later on when Paul Josie and Poker would stand on the other side.
That's what happens. You bump into each other, as Menga's just done with Gamfrey.
But the ball was put over the top. It wouldn't have been no offside if Sporting Bengal could have got there for the number 11, but it's into the hands of Rob Budd. Rob Budd rolls the ball out to Kay. Kay's now got the ball for Harlow as he now pumps the ball in to Sporting Bengal's half. So far it runs into the hands of Aris Ferrara for the away side. Now the kicks it out of his hands, but it goes into Craig Alcott. Craig Alcott looking for Kiembe. It's headed away by their number 3s. Now Alcott has got the ball. Heads it, can he keep it in play? The answer is no, and it goes out for a Sporting Bengal throw to be taken by David Vaughan. David Vaughan takes a throw. It's inside, and Sporting Bengal has still got possession there for number 10, Carlos.
That's a great ball, that.
Great ball over into the channel to the number 11. Barnett, he's put the ball into the box. Kay's got it. Kay manages to clear, but only as far as Ghazi. It looks like Sporting Bengal are starting to turn on the pressure. The ball's now put into the box by Ghazi.
Again, no quality on the cross there.
Yeah, they did lack in the final third. The Sporting Bengal looking like they could potentially cause danger for David Vaughan, who gets intercepted by Warren Kiembe. Warren Kiembe tries to play it to ball drop, but it's intercepted, so Harlow's break is now broken down as it will go out for a throw to Craig Alcott on his near side.
Okay, then just looking at Mauricio Rincon, his legs are bigger than his whole body. Look at the size of him, he's massive.
Alcott's throw goes into play.
He's got 2 tree trunks hanging off him. Wow, Stuart Pearce ain't got legs like that.
Cutting his stuff here in Harlow Town's commentary. As Christian Addy.
But look at Mackie, he's on his own. This is what I'm saying. They're playing so narrow at the back. They're worried about the 3, and they're in again. He's Mackie on the right.
Ball is into Hector Mackie on this right.
First delivery.
He plays the ball into the
good delivery.
puts the ball into the box as well. QMB heads it, but the keeper collects in the corner for error.
Again, Lincoln doesn't like tracking back, and they're tucking the David Vaughan, the left back, right inside to deal with Harlow's 3, because one of the centre halves don't like marking, and you've got an overlap, you've got an outlet on the right already, so I expect a lot to come down this side.
Sporting Bengal still in possession with the number 4 Marquez. Marquez plays it into the number 8 Edmonds. Edmonds back to Marquez, Marquez back to Edmonds. Edmonds now puts the ball into the box, that runs into the hands, should I say, of the right half.
Blazing in the middle of the midfield for Harlow at the moment, mate, after the goal. Let them play a little bit. Maybe they think it's going to be a bit easy, but they made that miles too easy for him.
It's just the kind of tie, obviously, with the league starting on Saturday, almost a game that you want to try and win by half time.
Yeah, basically, and then rest the players you need to. But like I said, the fullback, the left-hand side of Bengal is struggling.
And it's a great bit of skill by Warren Kiam.
Yeah, it's a good tackle though, centre half.
Literally put the ball in the box. It was a good tackle. The ref saying goal kick, but the lino saying it was a corner initially, but he's changed his mind. It's a goal kick taken short. It's into Real Ghazi. Ghazi's now got the ball for Sporting Bengal. It looks to play down the channel. It's intercepted by Christian Adu Kafemi. It's now Cyrus Gordon into LaRue Menga. Back to Cyrus
Look
Gordon.
at the gap here. Look at the 7s, not Gambia Walcott. Watch. And he's on again. Look, he's having a cheat up.
Gordon looked to play in there, but it got intercepted. It's now Mackie. Puts it on the box, and the 7 puts him on the floor. It's
oh my God.
Puts the ball into the box, and he just made the wrong decision there. That was a great chance for Sporting Bengal to try and get something.
With a little bit of strength, and he's obviously bounced off them fires and come unstuck. But it was a poor ball, to be honest. He could have just slid it inside for Carlos Hubman, but he didn't, and he's tried an outside of his right foot pass straight to Rob Budd.
And the goal kick is now taken, but offside.
Must be something about the left backs that Harlow are playing against, because the left back against Enfield had an absolute shocker, and unfortunately Vaughan hasn't started too well either, with Rincon not helping him out. It was a big overlay. Obviously it's going to be interesting. I wonder if Alcott susses it first, that obviously he's trying to cheat Rincon, and there's plenty of room.
Goal kick is now, or the free kick is now taken, shall I say, pulling it offside by the keeper. It's into Marcus.
See what I'm saying there, Jake? You just sat off Marcus and just let him win the ball easy. It's, just like to see you put a little bit more pressure on him. Come on, Cray Valley. 1-0.
There has been a goal update. It's a Cray Valley that
Cray Valley are 1-0 up against VCD, my old side, and East Grinstead have gone 1-0 up against Phoenix Sports as well. It's both all Easterman ties in the South East as well. So I'm not biased by any way, but I need Phoenix to score.
And as that goal goes in at that game, the number 4 Marquez is challenging. I didn't quite see the challenge, but he looks in some discomfort as the game is temporarily halted.
Just caught him on the ankle, I think, there, Jake. Maybe it might give Harlow a little time to regroup here, because like I said, they've stepped off it and they've let now Bengal play the way that they want to play, instead of where they were getting a lot of joy turning them. So it might be Mark and I think Dave Collis is out there at the moment having a few words, maybe just telling him just to maybe step on them a little bit.
In fact, he's actually pulling Christian over, so he's going to have a word with Christian there. It's almost like Harlow are playing in almost a 4-3-3 formation, especially when they're attacking. Obviously, with looks like LaRue Menga's going through the middle, Christian on the left to do the attacking 3, and Akiembi on the right.
Yeah, that's how they played against Enfield as well.
And the free kick's now taken. It's into the box of Sporting Bengal. It's headed away by Hector Mackie.
There you go, here's your break. It's the right option.
Cyrus Gordon looked to play the ball to Christian. If he'd have got there, we'd be in trouble. But it's well intercepted by Marquez, who puts the ball forward, and Craig Alcott clears out of play. And Christian looks to kick the ball and play, actually kicked the ball into David Collis on the touchline instead, and it goes out for a throw. You see it's now Tawari that picks up the ball for Sporting Bengal. He plays the ball into the box, and Harlow Town clear through Craig Alcock. Big aerial clearance, which is headed back by Sporting Bengal. Harlow Town look to try and get the ball in control, and it runs out for a Sporting Bengal throw. Sporting Bengal will take this throw on the far side through Real Ghazi. Eventually he will anyway, which he now does. The throw-in is taken and it's headed away by Amat Billow as he looks to get into Mengai. Couldn't, but Cyrus Gordon now plays a ball into the channel. Christian's got a lot of work to do to get there. He couldn't get there as David Tawari clears his lines. It's headed away by Kay and it's back into Cyrus Gordon. Cyrus Gordon into Larue Menga. Larue Menga's got the ball inside. Getting forced back though with the ball as he looks to play.
And there's your outlet, here's Alcock again.
George Doyle puts the ball into Craig Alcock. He's onside. Craig Alcock ball in the box. Hector Mackey. Shot taking direction.
I think he's got a shove there, you know. I think Menga's got a little shove there.
Big penalty appeals twice there. Larue Menga's ball down there. Two penalty appeals for Harlow, but now Sporting Bengal gets through Harlow to break it. It's number 10 racing into number 7. Number 7 is Rincon. Rincon poor ball. It's into George Doyle and Kiembe picks the ball up for Harlow. But he looks adamant to try and get the ball back. Good work rate from Rincon this afternoon for Sporting Bengal, but the final product left with something to be desired for.
Yeah, again they got themselves in a good area with Hubner on the ball, and he picked the wrong option. He should have released Jarvis earlier. He's checked back inside and come in, and they could have hit you on the break. But again, just going back to the move there, down the right hand side, Bengal's left as I called early doors. And you know they've got an, and again they're so narrow, and here he goes. If you know a fit here, he takes.
Mackey does put that ball into Alcock. Again, Alcock looks to put the ball into the box. It's over the crossbar. Score remains Harlow Town 1. Sporting Bengal 0, courtesy to that goal within the opening minutes from Christian Adukafemi.
Again, all I'd be just saying is just get the ball out to the right hand side because they're too narrow, and they're not tracking back, and you know a little bit more quality. And I think you know you can pick these up pretty early.
Goal kick will be taken by Sporting Bengal's keeper Fiera, which he now does take, and it's headed away by Kay, but only as far as the number 10, Carlos Apana. He puts the ball into the box. He's looking to find the number 9, but Rob Budd's equal to it and collects the ball quite comfortably in the end. Rob Budd will hold this ball. There'll be no pressure to kick it out. He puts the ball on the floor. Now does take the kick, and it's headed away by one of the Sporting Bengal players, but only as far as Alcock into Christian Adukafemi. Christian Adukafemi back into Hector Mackey. Hector Mackey to George Doyle, and almost looks like Christian and Kiembe have swapped channels there.
Yeah, they maybe just had a little look to you know see if they get any more joy swapping wings, but very interesting. Keep an eye on Alcock. I think he has got a little injury, you know, mate.
Now the number 10 was Carlos Infana down just in front of us, but there is another player, number 3, David Vaughan, who's also at this side of the pitch further up to since he's just come first. So it looks like there could be a couple of problems early on for Sporting Bengal.
Yeah, just the ribs, if you look at it, look, they've got studs down it, you can see it from here. Yeah, not the best, that will hurt.
Yeah, it does look painful. I thought he made a meal out of it initially, but like you say, he pulled the shirt up and he's got stud marks all down here, but he looks like he's a tough character and will continue.
A couple more goals. Averley have gone 1-0 up against Harpenden Town. Kingstonian are beating Hawley 1-0, and Harlow Borough 1-3-2 on penalties already against Langley Wanderers, which is a bit of a surprise.
Hopefully there'll be no cup upsets in this one, but of course Sporting Bengal fans and Sporting Bengal players will be hoping they do cause an upset here, but they do have some work to do as they do trail 1-0. They have got a free kick right through Real Ghazi, who's just over the halfway line.
Stands to the 1-0 up against Basildon.
It's a good result for Stansted if they can pull it out, especially with Basildon in a higher division. Now Ghazi stands over this ball. And eventually the free kick will be allowed to be taken as Ghazi looks to put the ball in the box. He does find the box. It heads around a little bit. George Doyle, can he get it? He manages to flick it away, but only as far as the number 8, Jack Edmonds, who looks to swap the challenge into the number 20 for Sporting Bengal. And he comes down this far side, and he's got two round him, and eventually wins the throw for his troubles. We're roughly about 24 minutes into this first half.
Left backs put the old white flag up for Bengal. He's coming off. I think they're going to need to make an early sub.
And this is shot by the number 8, Jake Edmonds, but it's never going to trouble Rob Budd, who comfortably collects. Now Rob Budd kicks this ball out, and he's got some yards on that as Christian Adukafemi looks to head it towards the Rumenga, but it's intercepted by Bruce, the number 6, and it will be out for another throw for Harlow Town. Almost feels like this game's going through the motions, Keith.
Yeah, it just seems quite easy. You know, Harlow just waiting to get another one, or which could be dangerous if Bengal do get the odd chance. But I do think that they're gonna. I do think we're just looking at Lamar Menga and Marquez. Menga's doing his bit of experience, which someone quite close to you taught him about treading on his toes in the box. That's a substitution then for Bengal.
Coming off the pitch was, as you said, was their left back, which was the number
3, David Vaughan.
Number 3, Vaughan, and coming on, can't quite see his shirt number. We'll let you know once we can see it on that far side. No substitute for him though, which is surprising. But then again, I don't think they're allowed because of COVID.
Not yet. Makes no sense if you're with the sub board. You've got one each though, does it?
Yeah, no, exactly. But the ref is having a couple of words with the two captains, Laru Menga.
They used to sub board at the last game, though.
I think the ref's just talking about pushing and pulling in the box there. He's having a word with a few of the players, brought both the captains over. Eventually the game will restart through a Harlow Town throw through the form of Craig Alcock on this near side.
Again, I reckon you might see a referee give a free kick against Harlow here. What normally happens.
And Craig Alcock does take this throw. It's headed away by Sporting Bengal, but only as far as George Doyle, who heads the ball back into the box. It's headed away. Cyber Scoulden's got it now. Hector Mackey. Cyber Scoulden shoots, but it's into Hector Mackey. George Doyle gets intercepted there by Jake Edmonds. Jake Edmonds looks to play the ball forward, but it's well intercepted by Kay. And Kay lays it into Amit Bella. Amit Bella has got the ball as he looks to play the ball over to Christian Adukafemi. It's headed away by Sporting Bengal, as it's now their number 12 who's come on.
Yeah, good luck with this one.
And which is Arjeng Ametaj. And now
let's hope he gets a lot of the ball, Jake, for you.
Simon Scoulden's got the ball. He's now still got Simon Scoulden as he laid it back to Brian. It was back to Simon Scoulden, and eventually it goes out for a Harlow Town throw on the far side.
Bit scrappy at the moment, mate, isn't it? It's a little bit,
Is it? Almost feels like a pre-season game rather than a cup game.
Yeah, just another update. 2-0 to Crow Valley now against VCD. Adi Youssef scored for them.
White is now taking this throw. This is cleared by Sporting Bengal. It's cleared again, but Kay will head it. And can he get hold of this ball? He can as he strides forward. He's actually taken a lob shot. Oh, and it wasn't on target. It goes wide, worth the effort, but score remains Harlow Town 1, Sporting Bengal 0.
I'm not sure it's worth the effort. If I was his manager, I think I would have gave him a volley for that. Inside your own half, and he's just smashed it. That's the sort of thing that I'm saying. You get into bad habits when you think the game's quite easy, and he could, he's done well. He stepped in. He could have just got to the floor and popped it off. And you don't want to start getting into where you think you're taking the mickey a little bit, and your performance levels will drop. You've got to keep doing what's been good for you. Get the ball down and get the ball out here on the right hand side.
He's
offside.
It is one of those. If it goes in, then all of a sudden he looks like the hero.
1 in a million.
And Harlow did have a chance where it was offside, and the ball runs through to Friera, who now kicks the ball away. And Bayer manages to head clear for Harlow. It will go out for a throw, and it will be taken by the number 12, Arjeng Ametaj. Throw's now taken into David Tawari, who clears the ball out, and it will be a Harlow Town throw on the far side.
Just not dominated in the middle of the park, have they? As we thought, with Silas, who I think's only touched the ball once, and Mackie, who's so influential, but they're not tracking back, and that's not a bad little ball over the top here. But again, he's just on his own, and this is it. They've just got no quality. They're going to get, if they had a bit more belief, they're 1-0 down, and maybe if they pushed Jay Pegman's on, and because they've got two holding midfielders, and maybe let Carlos Hubner go and play alongside Jazz, they might cause a bit more of a threat, because they've got in twice, and it's like one against the back four.
It was coincidentally Jake Edmonds that took that shot, but it was over the goal, over the fence, and over the fence behind that, as the ball was cleared forward from that Harlow Town goal kick, and that's what Bengal have got another player down. I think from a Harlow point of view, maybe not the players, because I don't think the players sort of underestimated them, but from a fan's point of view and an outsider looking in, when you look at obviously the result we've got against Enfield, and Enfield generally get the better of Sporting Bengal, but it hasn't looked like that. Sporting Bengal have actually come and tried to give Harlow a game.
Well, the thing is, as I said to you, you've stopped doing what was hurting them. And normally, like, you know, as a manager, you find their weakness and keep doing it. And you've done that against Enfield, but you started that way. But now let's move for a pass.
Christian had a good
This is what I'm trying to say, Jake. Then just two sloppy passes. If you was sharp, Gamphy there would have just played the ball easily into Menga there in the box, but you're just a little bit lacklustre. I think you're sort of 10% down on your sharpness, and I think it's because you think maybe you've won it, but I'd like to see you to get the ball down, start getting the ball out wide here on the right hand side, and this game will be over. It will be like the Enfield Town game, but more and more you play like you are, Harlow are, they're going to set into Bengal's, way of playing.
Yeah, but 7-1 on the fan score predictor. I don't think that's going to come correct now, as Rui Menga looks to put the ball into Warren Kiembe, and that's a very silly foul. It's pushed over the number 4, Henrys Marquez. It's a foul all day long. And
who's absolutely everywhere at the moment, for him, to be fair. He's, there'll be a few Eastern clubs, if they're looking for an older midfielder that's got size, and to be fair to him, he's a lot more mobile than he looks, and I think for me, I know he's tough, he's been the best player on the pitch.
Yeah, certainly stood out for Bengal, and I'm very surprised Kiembe didn't get a yellow card there. He just pushed him on the floor. Some refs would have given a yellow there.
Yeah, I think he made a bit of a meal out of it as well. I think he was looking for it, but again, look,
their goal kick is straight back into
Rimcon is just not going back here, and the thing about it is, with him not coming back, because they're only playing the one up front, Harlow can just shuffle across and let Alcott go. So they can basically play 2 or 3 at the back against the one anyway, and let Alcott have a free roll. And if it breaks down, they come across and cover Rimcon. So I don't think they've got that too right tactically. He's one of them players that a lot of managers would hate. He might be all right on the ball, which we haven't seen much of him, but a midfield player that cheats and doesn't get back isn't one you really want in your side.
There will be a corner to Harlow Town on the far side.
For me, I'd like to see Harlow use their brain here. They've got one player that comes and wins most things, and that's Marquez in the air. And he's obviously Menga's, he's marking Menga, so take him out of the way. Keep him out of the way of the group, and I think Ariel, you'll get a lot of joy here. Look who's marking Kay.
Doyle's put the ball into the box, it's headed away and eventually cleared by Sporting Bengal, and in the end the poor corner from Harlow is played. Alcott now picks up the ball, plays it over into Hector Mackey. Hector Mackey cuts to the side, and this is to get past one, but he's actually won a free kick for his troubles.
Not even made the effort to play the ball, but did you see that they've got Rimcon, who's 5'4", marking Kay, 6'3" in the box. It's a mismatch. They're just getting it wrong, and that's what you get with the lower levels. They just don't switch on quick enough. And
George Doyle does have a free kick opportunity now.
Oh, I'd play it. Rimcon's marking him. Look, there's 4 players marking no one.
Free kicks put into the box. It was headed by Kiembe. Kiembe actually pushed on the players. And Cyrus Gordon's picked the ball up, but it's now into Christian Adikafemi.
Menga's all on his own in the box.
Back to Cyrus Gordon. Cyrus Gordon's now
still not picked him up.
Back to Bayer. Amit Bayer's now put the ball into the box.
He's offside.
And it's Rui Menga, and it's offside, but the keeper would have saved it anyway.
There you go. Told you. Not marked him at all. If he just held his run a little bit there, Menga, and just looked along the line, he would have scored.
Will be a free kick for following it offside, and Harry is Vieira in goal for Sporting Bengal. I think we're approaching roughly the 33rd, 34th minute here in this game, as their free kick ran all the way back through to Rob Budd in goal for Harlow. Rob Budd rolls the ball out on his feet, and now he takes a big kick forward. So he looks to find Rui Menga. Rui Menga's trying to find Christian. The defender's there. Christian nearly got flicked on, but the keeper was well out, and Vieira manages to collect the ball as he now takes his kick, and it's all the way back through to Rob Budd, who plays it to Jack McQueen. Jack McQueen's now got the ball for Harlow, so he looks to stride forward. It's into Hector Mackey. Hector Mackey.
He's done well at Marcus, you know.
Marcus straight forward to win that ball. He's starting to use a bit of strength, and he's starting to try to wake Harlow up, Sporting Bengal.
Well, that's because Harlow are going route one. They're just trying to hit it up to the big three. They're not playing through the midfield at all. Mackey, Cyrus, or Doyle aren't. You know, they're missing them out. For me, I think you just need to pop it in the midfield. You've got a lot of room, and then you've got an outlet on the right hand side, and use that and play a little bit less direct, because at the moment that Marquez is picking everything up.
Craig Albright takes a free kick short almost into Warren Kiembe, and it's a clever little free kick. As Hector Mackey picks the ball up now. Hector Mackey's now got the ball. He takes a shot, and it's wide, and it's a goal kick.
Is that a shot? I think he was in two minds. I don't think that's a shot. I think he's completely miscued that, but got into a good area, worked hard again. Rimcon's tried to play a suicide inside pass. It's been cut out and it fell nicely, and they're the ones that really Harlow need to pick off, and then get another goal. It'll be a bit of an easier night for him.
And the goal kick is taken short. It's the number 6 who picks up the ball, which is Bruce. Bruce has got the ball. Big punt forward by Bruce, and Craig Alcott will collect this ball for Harlow, and he kicks it inside. Well twisted down by Hector Mackey. Good little turn by Hector.
That's a great
gets past Marquez. He's Hector Mackey, and it's a disgusting foul by Marquez.
He's had a little kick at him and all.
That's for Brian.
It's a very, very good foul. That very, very good foul. It was away.
You would call it almost a professional foul, but surely no intention to play the ball. He's got
no, it was. If you didn't bring him down, mate, he was going at you. It's a very, very intelligent foul.
Surely he's got to go in the book. But
That'd be a yellow card, mate. Definitely, 100%.
I think it's what they call on the match of the day a professional foul. Now that he had, as predicted, Marquez has got a yellow card.
First time Mackey got on the ball, he's brought the ball down well. He's found a bit of space. It was a brilliant turn, and he was away. And that's what you want to see. You want to, see him do that a little bit more than just looking over your head and seeing where the ball's going each time.
Now, where does this affect Sporting Bengal now? Their most influential player of the game so far is on a yellow card. He can't go and put challenges in like that again, or he's off.
I'm not sure. I think that's the sort of player he is, mate. He's trying to break up play. I don't think he'll do a challenge like that again, but I think he's got a little bit of a leeway.
He didn't miss much with the free kick either, as it ran straight out, and it's now a goal kick to Vieira and goal for Sporting Bengal. Sporting Bengal now take this free kick, and it's straight out of play, and it will be a Harlow Town throw outside the away dugouts, taken by Ahmet Villa. Ahmet Villa's now taken a throw, and it's headed away by Marquez for the away side. The away side looks to play some football forward as George Doyle flips into the Rui Menga. Rui Menga's actually got beaten his man there, and he decides to let the ball run out for a corner.
For me, the front three are a little bit too close together, Jake. They're getting in each other's way, and I'll just like to see it stretched a little bit, and it might leave the room for Mackey and Doyle and Cyrus to come through. It's a little bit compact in there for me.
George Doyle will take this corner. George Doyle has taken the corner.
Oh, Marcus,
it's headed away by one of their players. Round as far as he takes a shot, and it ricochets off their keeper. I thought he ricocheted their keeper.
I actually thought the defender got his toe to it. I thought it was a good block.
Well, the ref's not seeing it that way. The ref thinks Adam Kafemi's missed it, and it will be a goal kick.
It's a good chance that Jake. His first touch just took the ball away from him. Maybe again, come towards the ball, get it down quick, and you just fire it back where it come from. A little bit sharper then, you're 2-0 up.
And Sporting Bengal now do take this goal kick as he looks to find.
I don't think the keeper keeps thinking everyone's injured. He keeps kicking it off.
Yeah, like you said, the second time in a row that goes out, the second time they kicked it that way, and now McBuyer's taking the throw. It's in to the ring.
Well done, Bengal. That's a free kick. He's done well there. I said to you before, that's what he does. He holds players off and gets free kicks. Good chance again.
Yeah, like you say, he won the free kick there. It looked like he was getting pulled from my angle anyway, and it will be a free kick to Harlow Town. Maybe we should say what we said against Enfield. He's got no right to shoot, and he'll probably go and score from this now.
Not from here, mate. And this is a cross shot, and it misses everyone. But interesting, K's not gone up, or McQueen. I actually think they're big enough as it is. But for me, I'd have a little swap there. Maybe stick Cyrus back and send K up, because
it looks like K might be going on a late one.
No.
But Hector Mackey and Ahmed
Listen,
Bias.
they've got this wrong. You don't need a two-man wall out there. You do not need a two-man wall here.
Bias puts the ball into the box. It was Kiembe that looked to get the head. It looked like he was getting pushed.
That's a goal kick. The referee's got that one wrong, but he got the one wrong before. So actually good defending. I think that from Bruce. He's been nice and strong, and he's held him off.
Well, we have got a corner, but personally I would have said maybe that was a penalty from this angle, but
not for me.
George Doyle will take this corner nevertheless.
2 against 1.
Into Bayer. Bayer's got the ball. It's still Bayer.
Made a mash of
looks to get it
this.
past the 12. The 12 with good strength there, and actually manages to win a free kick.
Made a big hash of the 2 against 1, and they played it quick. Now can they hit him on the break?
Sporting Bengal look to cut inside. Hector Mackey brings him down. Sorry, George Doyle brings him down. But the advantage.
Oh, left side the one.
And they really got the
dear.
And I think he did that accidentally. I think he was blowing thinking Harlow was going to get the ball. But
he's made a mistake. He's played the vantage well. They've knocked it, and like you said, I think he's accidentally blown his whistle there.
Yeah, I think he thought Harlow was going to get that ball back. Sporting Bengal looked to play it forward and had a good opportunity. But if you're a Harlow fan, and you're not moaning there, because they've got a free kick.
Yeah, he blew. As they say, he blew his beans too early. Yeah, he sort of called it, and that would have been interesting, because he's actually, after the foul, he's played on. The ball's broke to Hubbard, and he's done well. He's got away, and they had a bit of an overload on this left-hand side. So the referee's done Harlow a favour here. I think, like you said, I think he accidentally blew the whistle. I don't think he was meant to do it.
And George Doyle does pick up a yellow card, and there's a little bit of a conversation going on. Funnily enough, a friend of mine, he's the media man at Walthamstow, he said do look out for that. They do like to get kind of chat their way into getting decisions, but at this level of football you do what you have to win. As there is now going to be a free kick taken by Sporting Bengal on the far side. It looks like
no one out on the edge for the second balls here. Look.
Free kick straight into Ryan Kiambe. Good claim to have, but I think that'd be very, very harsh from that distance.
And again they kicked it out. So poor.
They have kicked out to Cyrus ball there. It almost kind of looks like England are almost lowering to their kind of level of play at the moment.
A little bit they are, mate. That's what I was saying. They just lack that 10% in sharpness mentally. Maybe they scored and they thought it was going to be easy, and they've stopped doing what they were doing so well. And you can, I know it's easy to see up here, but the right hand side is they can't defend, and Limcon's cheating, and they've stopped doing it. So what it's done is it's worked in Bengal's favour that they've come through.
Jack McQueen tries to get away as play. Walcott now picks up the ball.
Looks
to play down the channel. No one home for Harlow. As Neil Gazzi who picks up the ball. It looks like Sporting Bengal have swapped their right back and left back around. As number 7 picks up the ball for Bengal. Tries to play it inside. It's a good interception by Kay. It's into Rumenga. Rumenga into Kiembe, who's picked up in the middle of the park. Still Warren Kiembe.
But Gamfi's all on his own here if he can roll him in.
Kiembe gets fouled and it will be a free.
Here we go.
It's having a great opportunity for another Amit Bayer special.
Again, just tactically again, when Harlow got the ball, that Bengal were all at sea, and if they just push in too narrow and leave an outlet, and if Kemby could have just put Gamfi in there, I think that's 2-0. But again, it's a good opportunity here. Mackey fancies it. It's more of a right footer than a left, but after the free kick last week, I wouldn't put it past you if Bidder's the one that has the shot, but it looks like Mackey to me.
Well, interestingly, you've got Doyle, Biller and Mackey standing over the ball. It looks like Doyle will walk away.
Again, if the goalkeeper spills it to tight, you've got an overload for a tap-in, so let's see what happens. That ain't 10 yards either.
The free kick.
Keeper directly in the middle of the goal.
The wall is creeping forwards. Takamaki takes a shot from the free kick and it's into the hands of Ferreira. Score remains Harlow Town 1, Sporting Bengal United 0 here in this Emirates FA Cup. Primarily round tyres, Sporting Bengal look to attack forward and Cade clears the ball out and it will be a throw to Sporting Bengal.
McQueen just got caught there square and Chaka got in behind him.
It will be a free kick, I believe, to Sporting Bengal, which will be taken by the number 8, Jake Edmonds. We might leave it to the number 10, Harlow. He has left it to the 10, Harlow.
Again, no one will sit in this hole for the second ball. It just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So if Harlow win the ball, then the ball's going to drop to one of their three forwards. It's a bit naive.
Cabana has put the ball in.
And there you go.
And it's cleared away by Joel Joy with a big lofted pass as he looks to find Adukafami. Adukafami's taking it down. Christian Adukafami into the box. Kafami's gone down. He's shot it.
Right tackle.
The ref said when it goes out for a corner. To me, that's a penalty. It's
not even close. He's come across, won the ball 100%. Too slow to get his shot off. Absolute, again, just casual for me there. As I said, it's first touch. He should go across him, and it's a great tackle. It's got the whole ball there.
So for me, as a new school kind of football fan, I'd have said that was a challenge from behind, instant penalty. But I would say that I'm Harlow. But it will be a corner to be taken on this near side by George Doyle. George Doyle does take this corner, it's into the box, and it's comfortably collected by Ferreira in the end. As Sporting Bengal will look to break forward. Sporting Bengal now look to play it into the number 11, which the number 11 is Chaka Barnett, which they found him. Barnett plays the ball into the number 12. 12 puts the ball over to the number 7.
He's played him onside, they're asking for offside, but he's had a touch he shouldn't have, I think.
Rimcom just overruns that run and it's into Jack McQueen. Jack McQueen looks to play it down the line, but it's out for a Sporting Bengal throw. Sporting Bengal will now take this throw eventually as they leave the throw in to be taken by the number 12, Arjanj Ametaj. That throw's now taken, it's into the number 9. And number 9 of course is Bengal with Jaraz. And it's intercepted by Harlow Town and Harlow win another throw on the far side.
I think it's just Harlow's mentality that's going to backfire on them, Jake. If they just get a little bit more sharper, then they've had a couple of chances where I say if they're playing next week against FC Romania, because they know what sort of side they are, they would have finished them. It's just I think they've just come off the gas a bit.
Well, certainly is. Harlow look to attack, and it's number 6 who looks to get intercepted there. Right, you go.
Just roll him in. Roll him in, Silas.
So it's called a shoot! Oh, and it's a great save in the end. Ferreira with the ball goes back for a corner. Score remains Harlow 1, Sporting Bengal 0.
Listen, it's a good move. They had 4 against 2. The only thing is the manager, alright, the keeper's made a decent save there, but if he keeps going and just rolls in Gamphy, he's clear through on goal with inside 12 yards, and it's 2-0. He's gone for the shot, and obviously the keeper's made a decent save, but should have been another goal there.
George Doyle will take this corner on the far side for the Hawks. Corners into the box. It's kind of clear, kind of not as Adukafami gets the shot off. Not enough malice in that shot as it runs into the hands of Vieira and he dives down.
Just had a little change, Bengal. They've put Chaka through the middle. And they've put Jared out to the right. They've had a little swap.
The ball's put into Christian Adukafami. It's intercepted by Adukafami used his weight a little bit too much for the ref's liking there, and it will be a free kick to Sporting Bengal deep inside their own half. And Marquez has taken a free kick. He actually kicked the ball into Adukafami there, almost to say he's not 10 yards. I'm surprised the ref didn't see do anything about it. Sometimes you get bookings for that.
Yeah, you do. I just found sometimes, there's nothing in it. Just carry on.
Now, Vieira would take this free kick for Sporting Bengal. He has taken it. It's Craig Alcott who heads back, but only as far as that ball. And number 7, Rincon looks to play the ball in. As Craig Alcott was on the floor trying to get the ball, it's hit his hand, and it will be a free kick to Sporting Bengal United to be taken by their number 8, Jack Edmonds.
A few mistakes creeping in at the moment, Jake.
Yeah, most certainly it does look like that. It almost kind of like what Harlow doing towards the latter stages of the game against Enfield. As 2 in the wall in the form of Cyrus Gordon and Hector Mackey for the Hawks, as the number 8 Jake Edmonds stands over the ball for Sporting Bengal. Edmonds puts the ball into the box of Sporting Bengal. Could it be headed goal? The answer is no. And that is the half-time whistle. Half-time here at the Harlow Arena. Harlow Town 1, Sporting Bengal United 0 in this Emirates FA Cup Premier League round tie. We will leave you all sound with the half-time scores. Go and get yourself a tea or a beverage and a snack, and join us again within 15 minutes for the second half.
Yeah, we just got a few half-time scores involving Estham sides. AFC Sudbury 2, Harbour Town 2. We've got Badshot Lee 0, Bracknell 0, Barking leading Haybridge Swifts 1-0. Bedford Sports are 1-0 against Hazzocks. Bigglesway are 1-0 up against Histon. And we've got Bowers and Pitsea 2, Barton Rovers 0. Cambridge City 3, Biggleswade United 0. We've got Canvey Island 1, Ware 0. Carshorten Athletic 2, Whitstable 0. We've got Cobham 1, Three Bridges 0. That could be a bit of an upset. Cottonshaw Town 1, Tilbury 0. We've got Cray Valley Paper Mills 3, VCD Athletic 0. Dill Town 3, Sittingbourne 0, which that will be a big shock too. We've got East Grimsby 3, Phoenix Sports 0. Faversham Town 1, Eastbourne Town 1. We've got FC Romania, Harlow's next opponents here, 0, Brentwood Town 0. We've got Grays Athletic 0, Whittam Town 0. We've got Great Wakeling Rovers 0, Grantham Athletic 0. Hanwell Town 2, Spelthorne Sports 0. And like I said, you've got Harpington Town 0, Aveley 2, Hastings 0, Herne Bay 0. That'll be a great game that. You've got Hartford Town 0, Malden and Tiptree 0. Hythe Town 0, South Park 0. Kingstonian 2, Crawley Town 0. We've got Marlow 1, Northley 0. Moseley 2, St Helens Town 0. Come on the Moseley. You've got Oxy Jets 0, Chelford St Peter 0. Ramsgate 0, Chipstead 1. You've got Sevenoaks Town 3, Hounslow United 0. Solent Town Rangers 1, St Neots 2. We've got Southall 0, Ashford Town Middlesex 1, Staines Town 1, Guildford City 0, Stansted 2 now, Basildon 0. We've got Tooting Mitchell 1, Fisher Athletic 1, Waltham Abbey 1, Woodford Town 0. And you've got Westfield 0, Frimley Green 0, and Whiteley 3, Bearsted 0. And there are the results. We'll come back soon.
Fisher 1, Waltham Abbey 1, Woodford Town 0, Whiteley 3, Bearsted 0. And in the Premier League, it's half-time, Crystal Palace 1, Southampton 0, a full-time score 4-0, Arsenal 3. Championship today, Bournemouth 1, Bromley 0, Luton 0. Finished Birmingham 1, Brentford 0. Bristol City 1, Coventry 1. Cardiff 0, Sheffield Wednesday 2. Derby County 0, Reading 2. Huddersfield 0, Norwich 0. Millwall 0, Stoke 0. Preston 0, Swansea 0. Queen's Park Rangers 0, Nottingham Forest 0. And finished Wickham 0, Rotherham 1. In League 2 today, Harlow 1, Stevenage 0, Bolton 0, Forest Green 0, Bradford 0, Colchester 0, Cambridge United 2, Carlisle United 0, Cheltenham 1, Waltham 0, Mansfield 0, Tranmere 0, Oldham 0, Orley 0, Courtvale 1, Crawley 0, Salford City 1, Exeter City 2, Scunthorpe 0, Newport 1, Southend 0, Harrogate Town 2, and Walsall 0, Grimsby.
Dave, who was the centre half that played in the ground before, alongside Kane, before McQueen? Was it this Patrick Campbell? Wasn't it?
The team sheet, the old team sheet.
How you doing, mate? You alright?
Thank you very much.
That's all, mate. No, we're all right. Tough.
Huh?
Is that do you? Yeah,
Keith,
tough, yeah.
Pat wants to speak to you. Keith, Pat.
You alright? Alright, you? It's easy, isn't it? I'll carry him. You alright? Alright, not bad. Nah, season ain't started yet, is it? So, just, they said they wanted a change. It's working though, they're 3-0 down at half time.
Remember, we're still live.
How you been? Oh, good point. Who ain't? You look well though. Good. Yeah, we'll do. See you soon. So you just signed?
No, it's been us since last season.
See, it wasn't in the it wasn't in the side last on Tuesday though, was he? I didn't see him.
He was on the bench last second game. So.
I was saying, who was the other centre half that played alongside KO last week? He wasn't Jakes, you just signed him, didn't you? That night or the night before?
No, Jack wasn't signed on until now.
Who plays?
Why am I thinking it's Anwar?
It might have been.
Was it
I think
Anwar?
It was Anwar, yes.
Yeah.
He's not there, is he?
No,
Oh,
he's on the bench.
Anwar Lewis.
Yeah. I think it might have been him.
Was it the one next to him? Patrick down, yeah?
I think it was him.
Yeah, quite a solid game, I thought.
If you are tuning in, we'll be back with the second half commentary fairly shortly, just taking a quick break. So this is your chance to go over to Periscope. If
I'd
you
say
listen
get
on
the ball down
Periscope,
on the
then
floor
you
and keep
can
getting the ball out to the
keep
right hand
Periscope
side
on in the
because they're
background,
too narrow. Stop
rather
going
than
route one all
keep
the
Twitter
time
up
and
open
giving
to
them half a
listen to
chance.
commentary.
That Marcus has picked everything up. I've been quite impressed with him, you know. For a big lad, he gets around the pitch well. He's comfortable. He's comfortable. But you can just see he's the only one that knows where he should be, shape-wise. Like the fullback had one. See, as I was saying to Jake, the difference is they struggle for any bit of quality, but they only need to get one little bit of luck and they get a chance. You know, they've had not really a shot against Rob, was it? It was more of a cross flick.
One slip, right?
That's all it takes when it's 1-0, mate.
What was the Woodford score?
They lose it
1-0 down. It's Abbey scored 45.
all from Abbey. Barking beating Haybridge, that's a good result, isn't it?
One during the week, you saw that 4-0 up by Romford.
Yeah, Romford changed their whole 11.
Yeah, with 20 minutes to go, and then lost 5-4.
They changed their whole 11 though, didn't they? Yeah. Jay May's gone down to Romford, I think.
Yeah. The mash for them. So Glenn announced that setback, didn't he?
Didn't see me. I don't follow him, if I'm honest.
It's popped up.
Yeah.
Some of these happened in the second half. It's flat that first half.
Donna, she looks happy. Spoke to Chris, or does he come and watch, or?
So I haven't spoken to him at all.
Did I see Legsy earlier?
I haven't seen it.
I don't know if I see it.
I think it's good for you.
So basically, no one's allowed in that stand over there.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
The thing is, from Monday.
I went to an under-18 London Cup final on Tuesday.
Yeah.
London organised it. It was at Welling United's ground. In the stand, there must have been 150 18-year-olds, all on top, sitting all on top of each other, cheering. You're like, and this is their FA. I was like, you're on about something. Hold on, they're shutting up people's stands and they're letting that go. It was an absolute farce.
Well, the thing is with these lads, they're probably going to have to do 6 and 4 seats either side of them. No one sitting in them right behind.
I think space that you've got that. You very rarely get more than 6 in one row, don't you? Like all together without 1 metre gap. So it doesn't include sporting events yet, does it?
Oh, does it not?
No. School sporting events at the moment. They are reviewing the sporting events next week, isn't they?
Oh, right, so the season could be over before it starts.
Spoke to someone that's quite high up in the thing, and they're going to have a look at it this week, I think.
I know there's discussions going on with the step 3 and step 4
The
about.
Northern League are having trouble again, aren't they?
Well, what won't help is that, like I said, the 2 games being called off today because of COVID, so they can't play next week. It's 14 days. So there's 2 games already out here. It's Guernsey's 3. You know, they only needs, because if the spike does go up, it only needs a couple more to do it. But also on the other side, how easy to say, I've got a couple that have
Yeah.
You know, it's difficult, isn't it? You've got to go on trust because you can't go and prove it.
Well, they'll have to throw the tide over, isn't it?
I don't think they do. I think they're legally. I don't think that you would be, if you questioned it, say, well, hold on a minute, the government ain't let, otherwise we're playing.
Yeah.
We're staying in the competition, and the 2 players that got COVID, they're on the team sheet. Now what are you going to do?
Yeah, true.
You can't say, well, we're going to kick you out.
But they've done that already, though, haven't they?
They've done it once, but
No, they picked a few out this round.
Yeah,
They picked the Sudbury, didn't they?
Yeah,
They've kicked a few out because of COVID,
but
and then some other.
really, that club should go to the FA and go, well, you can't do that. It's illegal.
I think there's like 4 or 5
Rules.
Money
ties.
money back for a start.
A lot of them were up north, but it's been like 4 or 5 ties. Bring them on for. I think I've seen before their players doing a warm up before the second half.
Yeah, some people do, mate.
I see that DT's team, they put them in a higher division because they were too strong and turned them over 11-0, didn't they, last week?
No, DTFC won 11.
That's what I'm saying. They got put up into a higher division because they were that strong, and they got turned in that division and turned them over 11-0.
Good stuff. Well, hello there and welcome back to the second half of this Emirates FA Cup Premier League round tie between Harlow Town and Sporting Bengal United. Half-time score, of course, was Harlow 1, Sporting Bengal United 0. Courtesy to the goal in the opening few minutes from Christian Adu-Kafemi. Now the teams are making their way back out to the pitch. Harlow slowly getting out, and Sporting Bengal, interestingly, have been on the pitch for quite some time, looking like they're going to have a bit of a sprint drill before the second half kicks off.
Yeah, some clubs do it, mate, to be fair. Just shows a bit of an intent, I suppose. Gets the legs moving again after being in the change room for 15 minutes.
So as soon as we get the refs and the linesmen out, we should... oh no, ref is out in the middle, so we'll allow them to do their little warm-up.
Interesting what was said at half time. I was just chatting to Dave, Jake, that if I'm in a change room, I'll be asking Harlow to start stamping a bit more authority on the game, get the ball on the deck, get it wide where he was causing all the problems, and go back to the beginning. Because after the first 10 minutes, I thought it was a little bit lacklustre, and they just need to sharpen up. If they sharpen up one bit of quality, and they get another goal, and this tie's over. And you just don't want to make it hard work where if it still stays 1-0 with 10 minutes to go, they're going to throw everything at you, and nervousness and mistakes come in. So I think that's what you just got to be careful of now, and just try and finish this tie off nice and early. You get another goal, and I can't see Bengal getting back into it at all, to be honest.
Yeah, of course, as you correctly say, the longer it stays 1-0, the more Bengal are going to fancy their chances. And it does look like they're coming into this game, especially during the latter parts of that first half, with kind of a bit old-fashioned and trying to hit Harlow about a little bit and try and get in their heads.
For the first 20 odd minutes, Harlow tried to maybe bully him a little bit going forward with the front three, and they come off second best. So they sometimes when you come to these grounds, you can't let them have it all their own way. You've got to mix and match and hit them. But it looks like they're making a sub, and Marquez has gone off, which is a major shock to me because he was their best player. He must have an injury because I think that's good night nurse.
Remember, of course, he might have been he was on a yellow card as well, so maybe that's come into play.
Yeah, but you don't do that when you're in the FA Cup in the half time. You're 1-0 down. He's got one more challenge on him before he goes. They've obviously brought on. Let's hope he's one heck of a player. He might have an injury, but for me, he was the best player in the park.
And the second half is underway. As Sporting Bengal will get us back underway in this FA Cup tie. They look to play it into the channel to the number 9, Giraz, but it's headed away by Harlow. Harlow Town picked up the ball momentarily, but Sporting Bengal have got it through the 12. It's into the 16. 16, of course, a substitution.
Joshua
DG, and the ball looks to be played into the number 9. The number 9's got it for Sporting Bengal. Of course, the number 9 is Giraz.
Not gone with
The 10 touch surveys him as Harlow Town clear the ball forward for George Doyle into the forward Christian Adu-Kafemi. Christian's picked up the ball. It's still Christian. Christian's got the ball on the far side. Looks to play in the overlapping Alcott, but it gets intercepted. Sporting Bengal bring the ball forward. Bengal now bring the ball forward, and it's played into the box, but it runs into the feet of...
He looked very steady for them at the back as well. Murray Bruce, the skipper for Bengal, he looks strong and athletic. He's sort of dealt with Menga quite well.
And that ball was played by Bob Budd into Menga. Like we just said, Bruce has won the ball back. And the ball's now put into the channel, or into the middle rather. It was cleared by Clay. There's a sloppy clearance. Sporting Bengal bring the ball forward through the number 8. Looks to play. That was a bit of a miscommunication from Harlow.
I don't think he can pick that up. He's letting.
Rob Budd does pick the ball up in the end, and
again another defensive mistake. Kicked the ball against each other, and lucky he fell, but didn't pick the second ball up. And like you said, sloppy.
It was sloppy from Harlow as the number 10 picks up the ball. Christian Adu-Kafemi for the Hawks. It's into Hector Mackey. Hector Mackey puts the ball into the box and he hits the side. That's it.
What you don't want to be giving lower league sides any encouragement whatsoever. You don't want them to have any confidence, and Bengal would have been quite happy starting like that.
Most definitely, they have come out the traps in the second half. As Bengal looks to play this ball forward, they now do play the ball forward. It's headed away by Kay. And it's back in the air, it's headed away by Kay again as Cyrus Gordon looks to play in Hector Mackey. Hector Mackey plays it back to Craig Alcock. Alcock's got the ball on the far side as he looks to play in Christian Adu-Kafemi. Christian Adu-Kafemi with good strength plays it back to Jack McQueen. Jack McQueen back to Rob Budd. Rob Budd's now got the ball. Big clearance forward, and it's cleared straight back by Sporting Bengal. Sporting Bengal looks to play through the number 7 Rimcon, and Rimcon gets intercepted, and Rob Budd clears the ball forward, but only as far as Real Ghazi. Real Ghazi's got it on the far side. It's into Hector Mackey now. Hector Mackey's got the ball back to Harlow, but his pass was astray into Joshua DG. and the ball's put in.
What's the delivery this is?
Great ball.
Two touch.
Another 11 takes a shot and it's charged down by Ahmed Billa, and some panic stations there for Harlow.
Now the long ball in behind. The fullback Ghazi is absolutely having one. He's only jogging back as well. He don't fancy it. Like I said, you've got to pick on players that don't look like they want it, and to me, he don't look like he wants it. Ball round the corner caused some problems, but just going back to the chance there, Gigi's come on and he's got good feet, and we said about quality, and he's put a great ball in the box, and little Chaka's got in between Kay and McQueen, and a little nod down, and to be fair, they should have done better with that.
Definitely from one end to the other. As now George Oil has a corner on the far side for Harlow.
No, you would have thought they would have done better. If anyone can, Chaka can.
It's a corner put into the box, and it's Kay at the edge of the box. He takes a shot that Sporting Bengal get the ball. I say a shot, it wasn't.
That's not a tackle. They've got an overload the same way.
And the ball's put in from the number 9 to the number 11. The number 11 is Barnett.
Yeah, good tackle. Really struggling, and no, I don't think he's running freely. You can see again, but again, a good break, and there's an overload on the left.
Yeah, like he said, a great challenge by Craig Alcott. As you said, he wasn't looked to be full fitness. As the number 8, the corner second shot,
Such a poor cross. You've got to put pace and whip it in there, and so if it hits anyone, it goes in, and that's the difference at the level. The cross for the goal from Alcott to that, they've just linked it up. Getting a lot of joy. He's offside, I think.
Through the number 10, he plays it onto the number 9. The number 9, Giraz has got the ball. Giraz takes a shot. It looked to bend in the far corner, but it was far too wide. And the goal kick to Harlow.
Got to need your leader now to get hold of your team and regroup a bit.
Now, Rob Budd will take this free kick, and hello to my grandmother, everyone, who's just joined in on the stream.
Hi, Grandma.
And now the free goal kick was taken. It's into Adiga Femi. It's back to Kiembe. Harlow Town have got the ball through Hector Mackey. Hector Mackey's now got the ball. One more. It's into Cyrus Gordon. Cyrus Gordon looks to play fire, but he gets a second chance to this pass as it was rebounded back. Great footwork there by Cyrus Gordon.
Yeah, that's done well and all. It's played the advantage.
As he now just fired fire. Fire puts the ball into the box. It's cleared by Sporting Bengal, but only as far as Kay and George Doyle who get it first. Neither got there, but eventually Jack does. Ball's bouncing around in the air, a bit of head of tennis. As Christian Page tries playing the remember, it was about. Surely that's a penalty to Harlow.
It's not. He's felt that. He's lent more on him and threw himself in the air. That's not a pen. Interesting though, what they've done, we've put in Chaka through the middle, is that it's caused McQueen and especially Kay problems. When you've got a small centre forward, it's big centre halves have some reason that they want to get tight and knock them out the way of Edwin instead of just coming through, and McQueen again got himself in a bit of a state and missed the ball.
Into the tree, score remains Harlow Town 1, Sporting Bengal United 0 here in the first Premier round.
He's done everything well there. He's stepped over, a little bit of skill gone, and all right, on his weaker foot I would think he's got to go across the goalkeeper though. He's got to go across, and Patrick Campbell's coming on. Obviously the manager heard me talk at half time.
And there will be
Alcott's coming off. I said that.
Just to reiterate like what Keith just said, Craig Alcott will give way for Patrick Campbell for Harlow Town.
Yeah, let's hope that's not an injury that's going to keep him out, because I like the look of him in both games. And I could see in the warm-up he wasn't running right, mate. And I did say that, and you could see in the game he looked okay, but he looked like he was playing 70% to me. And
of course, traditionally he packs a centre back, but it looks like, and Alcott's a right back obviously, but it looks like he'll line up in that right back position.
Yeah, that's easy done. It's the full-back's the easiest position to play, mate, if I'm honest. And centre half, especially Pat, he's been around and he's athletic enough. And to be fair, you might even see him get up. It also adds a little bit more height for set plays.
Definitely is a throw to Harlow Town now for Rama Bayer. Billa, we've still work out how to pronounce his name, but Billa's got the ball on this near side as he prepares to take this throw for Harlow. He has now taken the throw. and it's heading away by the 20, but Hector Mackey comes steaming in there, and there's a clearance from Stuart Bengal. I thought that would have been a corner for Harlow, but the ref's giving it as a goal kick.
You can see a little bit more. I think it was 50-50 one there. Both of them, I think, touched the ball at the same time, and the ref's gone with the defending team as they normally do. Good start by Bengal though. To be fair, Adiji's done alright. Just imagine if they might have played him alongside Marquez, they might have been a bit of a different option, yeah?
Definitely, yes. Now the goal kick's taking shorts into the 20. It's now onto the 12, Ahmed Judge. Ahmed Judge for Sporting Bengal cuts inside, and he lays it into the number 8. Number 8, of course, is Jake Edmonds. Ball's pumped long from Sporting Bengal, and it bounces all into the hands comfortably in the end for Rob Budd. Rob Budd's now got the ball for Harlow as he's looking for an option outlet here. And he opts to drop kick the ball out of his hands.
I don't know,
he opts to play central, takes a bounce, and the Rumenga tries to get
I'd like to see something a little bit different, Jake. At the moment, Rob's just sending everyone up and just smashing it down the middle. Just sometimes, just to move it about, do the difference. Drop your fullbacks, play out the back a little bit, and try and rotate it and pour them about. Besides, at this level, if you've got movement and rotate, they won't know what you're doing. And at the moment, it's just a little bit static.
Definitely. Jack McQueen picks up the ball and he actually played it into number 7 for their side, which is Rincon. It rebounded off him and Jack McQueen ends up winning the battle there to get the ball back.
Don't nick it.
Rincon's got the ball off Patrick. Rincon takes a shot.
Should have rolled it.
Saved.
Should have rolled it across Patrick again, taking.
My God, Bubba, he should have done better there.
Yeah, he should have rolled a score. But to be fair, if he rolls Chaka across, he's just rolling it into an empty net. But again, trying to take liberties out the back when really you've got to put the ball out the stand. You're 1-0 up. It's an FA Cup. Don't matter who you're playing. Defend properly.
It was certainly a close one there for Sporting Bengal. Sporting Bengal will now take this corner on the far side, taken by the number 8 Jake Edmonds. Jake Edmonds takes this corner, it's into the box, and
it's nearly an own goal. It's come off Cyrus' head. Good save from Bud. I was just about to say, if Bengal score from a set play, then Harlow will be gutted. They've got one player that's 6 foot, the rest are small, and to be fair, it was a good delivery in, but again, it's just a block. This is terrible goal.
Now the defender's on the end of it. Good performance around the keeper, and the keeper comes charging out, almost like what Rob Budd did last week.
Listen, Ghazi does not want to play. He just don't look like he fancies this at all. Again, just over the top. He's just having a stroll getting back, and again, if Gamfi would have been a bit more sharper there, you would have scored.
Now the ball did end up going out for a throw to Harlow Town, to be taken by Patrick Campbell. Campbell now takes a throw, the Rumenga's got the ball, it's back to Campbell. Campbell's now got the ball at the edge of the box, he cuts in, he's still got it, gets past one, couldn't get past two, Sporting Bengal now look to play forward, and it's the 10 that plays it in. Jack McQueen's on him, Rincon slips, luckily for Harlow, as Patrick Campbell picks up the ball for the Hawks, looks to strike forward, and it was a challenge from their number 9, Giraz, and it will be a free kick to Harlow Town.
Again, the spectators are just getting a little restless at the moment with obviously because things ain't going well either fault, and this is what we were saying before again, just do the basics and you'll win this comfortably.
Definitely. George Doyle will take this free kick right far out for Harlow, just about 2 or 3 yards by the home dugout. And the free kick is taken. It's into the box. K flicks heads on. The Rumenga takes a down, takes a shot, but it goes wide. Score remains 1-0.
Do you know what? It might sound ridiculous, but it might need Bengal scoring to give Harlow a kick up the backside and push on one more, because they just seem a little bit content, and they're keeping Bengal well in this game.
I bet Bengal will have come out the second half quite strong. It's almost since Harlow scored, Bengal got into the game more. As Bengal wins the attack forward, and it was the 10 Carl Sabana who got fouled there by Kay. Kay just stood his ground.
He hasn't looked as solid as he did in the round before, mate. He's positional, he's misjudged quite a bit, and he did there, and
rightfully, Kay does get a yellow card for our 3rd yellow card of the afternoon.
You've got to give Bengal's management a little bit of credit when they switched and put Chaka through the middle. It's caused Harlow a little bit of problems, especially the 2 centre halves, and they've looked more of a threat going forward than what they did in the first half. They might be regretting coming in so defensively in the first 20 minutes because they conceded. What would you do now? I'd roll it right into Chaka's feet. Look at him, he's even told him, look.
we did obviously before the game, looking at how their scores have gone, it almost looks like they come out, they defend well in the first half and try and come out the traps in the second. There's a free kicks into the box and it's headed away by George Doyle. Patrick Campbell will pick it up on the far side. Campbell now looks to play in Christian. It's intercepted by Ghazi. Ghazi now into the number 10, and the number 10's got the ball back for Sporting Bengal as he looks to play it forward. It was headed away by Hector Mackey, but he's got the ball back. As the ball's now played in by Jack McQueen, and the 11 tries to pick up the ball. Ahmed Bella with our arm there, manages to get the ball. Half-hearted penalty appeals by the Sporting Bengal bench.
Yeah, he's just got a forearm across his face there. The ref spotted that really well.
Yeah, and that will be a foul. Won by David Tawali, following that foul from LaRue Menga. Now, from a Harlow point of view, you're only way up against Sporting Bengal, or all due respect to a team from a lower league, with a game coming up, our first league game coming up at the weekend, against a team which plays similarly to Sporting Bengal in the form of FC Romania, like to get stuck in and give you problems. Is it worrying for Harlow that it's only 1-0 at this stage?
Well, if you're 1-0 down, it'd be more worrying. But they've done okay. You've got to give Bengal a bit of credit. They've just made another sub as well. He ain't don't sound too pleased, but they've come out and had a go, which you would expect. Doing the FA Cup, they've got nothing to lose.
Coming onto the pitch, like we said, for Sporting Bengal is Gibson Singh.
And the one thing, the one thing they've learned a lot more than what Enfield did is that they have dealt with it. Obviously, I still think fullback and Ghazi here, to me, he's going to be their downfall. They want him as much out of the game as possible. But the rest of them have they've adapted.
And another 12 on the ball, which is a matter.
But they adapted because Harlow have let them play.
Yeah. And number 6 plays Paul Bruce. It's over into the Ghazi on the far side. Ghazi looks to play the ball into the middle, which he finds the number 11. Number 11 back to the 16, which is Deji. It's intercepted by Hector Mackey. It's into George Doyle. George Doyle played the ball in the channel. No one home for Harlow. And the number 20 Ferrari will play it back to the keeper Ferrari. Maria. Now the keeper's now got the ball. Can't pick it up. No one pressing for Harlow.
Someone's injured again. Said someone must be injured again.
That's quite a few times he kicked the ball out. But interestingly, before that, why was no one pressing for Harlow when he can't pick the ball up? But Billy's got the ball, it's into George Doyle. George Doyle's now got the ball for the Hawks as he plays into Adu Kafemi. Adu Kafemi knocks it back to Cybers Gordon. Cybers Gordon into Kiyama. Clever little kick turn if he can get past the 6 there. Manages to get the ball back off in Kiyama. Saved it, but he was very, very lucky that Adu Kafemi didn't touch that in at the far post.
To be fair, he should have scored. He's got a bit of luck. He's got his way round, and it was a weak shot for finish. It was a really weak finish, but the goalkeeper nearly made a complete hash off. And he's lucky he's sort of hit his shoulder and just gone round the post. But he should have done a little bit better with that, I think, Flamby.
It will be a corner on the far side to be taken by George.
This is where I think you might get some joy. Harlow. Just the size is massive now. It's a big difference.
George Doyle will take this corner. It's into the box. It's headed by Christian. It's Jack McQueen that tried to get a swivel shot off as Sporting Bengal clear their lines, and it will be a Harlow town throw.
So his attendance is 157, 157.
And if you didn't hear that through the tunnel, the attendance today is 157. Now eventually Harlow Town will take a throw on the far side. As Mark Holloway gives his instructions to Patrick Campbell. Patrick Campbell, of course, coming on in the second half for Craig Alcott, playing in that right back position, as it looked like Craig Alcott was carrying a little injury from the start, really, which would explain his absence from the game in Sittingbourne on Tuesday. And the throw-in is now taken. It's into Adu Kafemi. Adu Kafemi's touch is too heavy. Well, it wasn't too heavy, in fact, it was intercepted, and it's gone out for a corner on the far side again for Harlow.
Yeah, you're just a bit worried about Alcott there for the start of the season, because he does give you a little bit of balance, and you seem to have lacked that since he's gone off, to be honest.
Well, you've got all Cockers, the next Sheffield United player, who's professional, has played at the highest levels you possibly can.
Got to score.
So ball's put into the box and it's clear. There'll be another corner for Harlow Town. Cooper's not happy with that at all. This is shouting to
It's a free header. No one's marking him. Look, he's on his own. Oh,
George Doyle puts the corner back into the box.
Go.
And like you said before, that corner was taken, no one was marking Jake.
As I said to you before, Jake, it was what I could see. I only could see Harlow scoring was from a set play, to be honest, because of the size of them. Against the better Bengal, we've only obviously got the skipper that's got any height now, but he still had to let it in, and it was a decent header, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, Harlow Town now 2-0 up in this Emirates FA Cup tie. Sporting Bengal have got work to do if they want to try and at least take this above.
Yeah, I think the game's over now. Hopefully they might get the ball down and start playing. It'll be interesting to see what Bengal made the change for a little while ago, because they sort of got a grip of the game, and when you're on top you don't normally change things, but hopefully now you might hear the air raid circle going off a little bit more siren, so and they can settle down and relax and get a few more goals now.
The restart has happened, but it will be a throw-in on the far side for Sporting Bengal. It's just into the number 11 who flicks it up in the form of Barnett. Sporting Bengal has still got the ball there for Jake Edmonds, of course. Jake Edmonds plays it into Ahmed Taj on his near side, gets the better of Kiembe, doesn't get the better of Billa, as Billa now plays the ball forward into the channel, looking to find the room number, goes out for a Sporting Bengal throw, which is taken quickly by Tawari. It's into the danger, and he gets flattered in the end by the room number and Kiembe, and it will be a free kick to Sporting Bengal. And this free kick will be taken by David Tawali. Tawali now takes his free kick, it's into the 16 is Singh. The 15, which is Singh, sorry. And the ball's over onto the far channel, and it looks to be cut inside and Harlow Town clear. As they look to find Adi Gafemi, who's picked it up on the far side now. Christian gets past his man, can he get past him again? The answer to that is no. It was a great challenge in the end by the number 8 Jake Edmonds, who gets past Hector Mackey, but in the end Harlow Town pick up the ball from Cybers Gordon. Cybers Gordon lays it into Ahmed Bayer. Bayer's now got the ball on his far side, near side. Bayer cuts in, cuts out, and now looks to put the ball into the box, and it's cleared by David Tawari into the front of Adiji. Adiji now looks to play the ball forward. Kane comes in, tackles the number 7 Rincon, and still play. The goal scorer, the second goal, moments ago. Cybers Gordon's got the ball now. Cybers Gordon plays back to Jack McQueen. Jack McQueen's now got the ball as he lays into Christian Adegafemi. It's back to Hector Mackey. It's to Rumenga, who steps into there. Bayer's got the ball, looks to play forward, and ricochet off one of their players and goes out for a throw to Harlow Town.
Again, 4 passes, Jake. They just knocked it about. Menga held it, popped it wide, and you've got a chance again. And that's what I said. It's easy when you just play the basic football.
And Bayer takes his throw, it's into the Rumenga, who's getting hold in the penalty area, but plays the ball across the box, and it's cleared away eventually by Sporting Bengal. Kay will come and pick up the ball for the Hogs. Kay's got the ball into the box. No one home, and it's collected in the end by Fiera.
Sometimes you need to be too predictable. You know, like mix it up and have a plan B, and they've just done that, just in that long one move, and opened them up. And hopefully, oh God.
That's a bad pass by Sporting Bengal as the Rumenga picks up the ball. He should have done a lot better with that. Cyrus Gordon comes charging in, the Rumenga's got the ball again. The Rumenga knocks it out wide to Bayer. Beers on the near side. Looks to put the cross in, but unfortunately for him, he's straight behind the goal. It will be a goal kick. Just joined us here, the score is Harlow Town 2, Sporting Bengal United 0 here in this Emirates FA Cup nearly round tie. Goals courtesy of Christian Adegafemi in the first half, and not so long ago, Kay via a header for the Hawks. And the goal kick's taken short from Sporting Bengal. It's the number 8 Jake Edmonds. Jake Edmonds plays it into the number 6 Bruce. Bruce plays it out of play. It looks like potentially we're preparing another substitution. And we are making a number
Mackey's come off.
substitution, and the number 6, Hector Mackey, gives way, and replacing him is number 15, Amar Lewis. So I think, like we said, Hector Mackey that was carrying a knock at the beginning of the game as well.
Maybe he's just saving his legs. He wasn't, obviously he didn't dominate like the last on Tuesday night, but maybe that has something to do with the style of play, I would think. But again, he's done his shift, and it's maybe time now, with 20 minutes to go, where you can sort of give a few people and have a look.
George Doyle breaks forward as he puts in Christian Adekafemi on the overlap, if he can get there, which he does. Puts the ball into the box, and it clears everyone other than their 12, and their 12 manages to get it down the line, looking for Singh, and Singh can't get to the end of it, and it will be a throw to be taken by Billa. Billa into Kay. Kay's now got the ball for the Hawks. Kay plays the ball into the Rumenga. The Rumenga's got the ball for Harlow as he plays it to Amar Lewis. Well held up there. Amar Lewis takes a shot and it's into the hands of
Menga done well there. The ball stuck and he's laid it off. He's done his job, and brought Lewis in for a shot.
Now the goalkeeper's rolled out to Wari. It's back to the goalkeeper in the form of Ares Daria, and it's now the number 6 Bruce. Bruce plays it forward into Edmonds. It's back to Bruce. Bruce has got the ball. Bruce now looks to play the ball into the channel, which he could find, but it evades both the players there, and it goes out for a Harlow Town throw. Despite the 2-0 scoreline for Harlow, it does still feel like almost like a pre-season time.
Yeah, maybe that's playing a competitive game and then back to pre-season, a competitive game again. It's your mindset is difficult, so you've got to bear that in mind too. But yeah, I think you've got to give credit to Bengal. I think they've done all right. I think it's a bit harsh for them to be 2-0 down in a little way, on reflection of the way that they've played. Just sometimes they're just too small a side for the second goal, and like I said, it would have been. I would quite like to see Marquez playing alongside a DJ. I think that might have been a good little pair up for them.
Yeah, it certainly has opened the game up more for Bengal since coming onto the pitch. As Harlow Town have a throw through Patrick Campbell on the far side. Patrick Campbell takes the throw, and it was chested down by Emirs Kafemi. There's a play on the floor, which is good. Will Giaz. And I don't actually know what's going on there. Christian looks like he wants to continue. The ref hasn't stopped the game though. And now he runs over, but it's not technically blown his whistle as Harlow put the ball out of play. It's Gazi who's gone down. Maybe he's probably desperate to come off.
Yeah, I've got no more subs, so I don't think he can. Just going back to obviously a while ago, what an important save what Buds was, because that's 1-1 and then it's all over, and he's made the save, and now you've gone and got the second goal, and it should see you home and dry, and Ghazi's got cramp. That's the problem.
There looks to be a bit of an altercation in the middle, again from the number 8 Joe Edmonds, who's having a conversation with someone. The Cyber Gordon's like pushing him back, trying to not get him involved. Ghazi's over on the far side getting his leg kind of stretched. It almost looks like it's kind of cramped. And it'll be a good opportunity for Harlow to take some drink breaks and try and read you some FA Cup scores.
Dill Town are beating Sittingbourne 4-0. That is a shock.
Just trying to find the scores here, but I'm not seem to find it on the laptop. West Allotment are 2-1 up in their time. Apparently a worldie got the goal for them, but back to this game. Harlow Town take a throw through Patrick Campbell. Momentarily, Sporting Bengal will continue this game at 10. As they look to play the ball up the line now. As you see, number 8 that gets beaten in the air there by by Jack McQueen. And the ball's now played forward again from Harlow. The Rumenga was getting pulled there. Ref says no. As Christian heads it back to Rumenga. Rumenga gets intercepted by a DJ, and now a DJ's won a foul for Sporting Bengal. be a free kick to be taken. Current score against in the game involving next week's opponents, FC Romania are currently 1-0 down against Brentwood Town in the FA Cup, because we play FC Romania next week. As the 15 Singh's got the ball for Sporting Bengal, it's played into the number 8, it's headed away, and Jack McQueen looks to clear it, but it goes up in the air rather than forward, and as number 7's got there, and it was a looping shot taken by Rimcom, but it was cleared the goal and also cleared the
couldn't clear their lines, and to be fair, it's fell quite nicely to him, and it's a poor attempt on goal. They still believe though, you never know, they nick a goal and it makes the last 10 minutes interesting. I can't see it happening myself, but you never know.
Current scores in the Premier League, Crystal Palace are 1-0 up against Southampton. As the goal kick's taken from Rob Budd, and it ends up being out of play. Canby Island currently 2-0 up against Ware, and Carshalton are 5-0 up against Whitstable Town. As the ball's over onto the far side from Sporting Bengal, as they look to play the ball forward, and it's intercepted, but Sporting Bengal get the ball back. If you just joined us, scored 2-0 in this game to the Hawks, as the ball's cleared away from Sporting Bengal, and it will be a Harlow Town throw. East Grinstead 3, Phoenix Hawks 0 is the current score in that game, as the ball runs through to the Sporting Bengal goalkeeper. It's a number 12, Ahmed Ataj brings the ball forward, it's in to Singh, Singh gets fouled, and it will be a free kick to Sporting Bengal. Hanwell are currently 3-0 up against Spelfont Sports. Aveley are 2-0 up against Harpenden, away from home. Haverhill 4, Witch Beach 2. And Hartford are 1-0 down against Malden and Tiptree, as Singh breaks forward to Sporting Bengal.
And that's obviously after Malden's great FA Cup run last year, so they'll be able to get somewhere similar again.
A lot of money made for them. Obviously close ties with Colchester United that Malden and Tiptree have. Obviously they play in the Isthmian North. It will be a throw into Harlow, but the ref just stopped the game. He's got his pen out, it looks like somebody will be booked here. Okay, it doesn't look like anyone is going to get booked here. Maybe it's noting the Harlow Town substitution as the Ruminga will give way. Coming onto the pitch, it looks like it would be Marcus Markey for Harlow Town. So great chance for this young man, come up for the reserves last year, to make his mark within the FA Cup for Harlow Town.
Yeah, it'd be nice for obviously the lad to get a run, for the last 20 minutes or 15 minutes or so. See what he can do. That's him making worked hard. I think he's got to get a goal. I think he needs a goal. I don't think he scored yet in pre-season, has he? And he's one of them that needs to get on a goal run.
And we are in the 76th minute of this tie here as the ball is played forward. Christian Adukafemi, can he get on the end of the run? He can't. It's into the Sporting Bengal goalkeeper's hands as he rolls the ball out into Bruce. Bruce has got the ball. It's into the 16, Adeji into the 6 plays the ball forward, and it's intercepted, and Cyrus Gordon's got the ball for Harlow Town as he runs on. It's still Cyrus Gordon. Cyrus Gordon plays the ball into Liverpool together. Interestingly for Harlow, which I've just thought, we've got Chris Ball on the bench. Wondering why he didn't come on to replace Craig Alcock instead as a natural right back.
Yeah, you don't know. Is it fitness? Or do you just want to give Patrick a run? Obviously only the manager will know that, mate.
But Anwar Lewis has got the ball and lays over to Ahmed Bayer. Lewis put the ball into the box, he takes a deflection, and it's headed away by Sporting Bengal. It's back into Anwar Lewis, but only momentarily, as it's picked up by the 10, back to Singh, and now we see number 10, which is Obama. It's over into Adiji on the far side, it's intercepted. Abana's got the ball back, as he looks to play in Singh, but it's cleared away by Bayer. Baylor's got the ball, and it's cleared away by number 15, David Tawari. It's now in the feet of Patrick Clavel. Jack McQueen's now got the ball for the Hawks as he strides forward over the halfway line, lays it into Marcus Marku on the far side. Marcus Marku manages to pick the ball in place, but he slow snaps it and it goes into the hands of Vieira in goal for Sporting Bengal.
Asking for a friend, but what's the Clay Valley score? So I'm asking for a friend, what's the Clay Valley score?
The current score at Clay Valley is Clay Valley 5, VCD Athletic 0. That's in the 7th minute of that one. As high, Sporting Bengal break forward now through the number 10. Number 10 Habana. Habana's got the ball. Oh, he's managed to. Tricky fit play there. He's done it once. He's done it twice.
Needs to stand.
Not really going anywhere. He cracks it back and he lays the ball in. Besides scoring an interception in the end for Harlow as Denji picks up the ball. Denji now plays it in to Rimcon. Rimcon gets intercepted by Clay. Clay's now got the ball for Harlow. Plays the ball down right. Too late there, maybe should have taken the shot while the keeper was retreating and tried to rob him. He's back to Amar Lewis. Amar Lewis has got the ball for the Hawks. It's still Amar Lewis, he's back to Amar Meyer. Amar Lewis. Amar Lewis in no rush to kind of play the ball and he toys around the Sporting Bengal defenders as he plays it back to Fire. Plays it into Cyrus Gordon. Cyrus Gordon over to Marcus Marku. Marcus Marku's got the ball for the Hawks. Plays the ball in to Warren Kiembe. Warren Kiembe plays it back and it's intercepted by Sporting Bengal. Sporting Bengal bring the ball forward through Armitage and then in the end intercepted by Clay.
You know what there, Jake, when the ball got played into Warren Kiembe there, you know, he's 7 yards out and the size of him, he's got the fullback on him. You just want him to get his arm out, fill the play up, roll him and smash it in the back of the net. You know, and it just seemed a little bit too easy, and it didn't even get a shot off. And that's one of the things I think that Harlow might need to just adjust a little bit of their forward play.
Other scores within this kind of region of the FA Cup: Great Walker 0, Grantham Athletic 1, Grace Athletic 0, Whittam Town 0. And there's been a bit of a collision on the far side, both men down. And it looks like there's another 9 Warren Kiembe down for Harlow. I don't quite see who's down for Sporting Bengal.
It's the skipper, just a clash of heads. It's the skipper down there, and hopefully they're both alright.
So whilst they're receiving some treatment, some more half-time scores for you. We're in the 80th minute at this time. Trying to find some southern ones. Kingstonian 4, Hawley Town 1 is the latest score. League Town 2, Sporting Kasla 0. Marlow 1, Northley 0. Obviously with all these are latest scores. Moseley 3, St Helens Town 0. Oxy Jets 0, Chalfont St Peters 0. That could be quite a result if Oxy Jets can get something from that game.
Yeah, they're doing well. Obviously, Chalfont would have expected to get a result there, but I see Phoenix have pulled one back against East Grinstead, so that make it a nice good 10 minutes. So come on, the old Phoenix, get another one back.
Score currently Ramsgate 0, Chipstead 3.
Yeah, that is a surprise.
Ramsbottom 4, Iram Town 1, sorry. Runcorn Linnets 2, Albion Sports 0. Runcorn Town 1, Bright House Town 1. Sheppey United 2, Uxbridge 1, so that's quite a shock on the card there.
Not really. Sheppey United are a big club. They're a Kent League side that I think in the next year or so will be playing some football. They get a crowd of 500. They're big, so they're one of the favourites to win the Sheffield League. Uxbridge, no, I would have gone Sheppey a win at home. I know quite a lot about them. They've made some big signings.
Now both players in the form of Warren Kiembe and the number 6, Anthony Murray Bruce, both look fine. They will both continue this game as it's a drop ball to get the game back underway into the hands of Vieira. Vieira lays it into Wally. Wally in to the 12, Armitage. Armitage plays it into the 7. It's intercepted.
We just need to turn and go for goal now.
I think the defender's got a ball, he takes a shot! And it's into the hands of Ferreira. Right to take a shot on, but you also of course had Kiembe there.
Could have rolled him in. Again, you want your forwards to score. I just think he could have drove a little bit more at his foot and scored, but he's, you know, tired legs maybe the last 10 minutes. Gaps are opening up now. Bengal obviously are tiring themselves, but yeah, just a bit of confidence. You want your forwards to start scoring a few more goals. So
other current scores very quickly. Stansted 2, Basildon United 0. And Solent Town Rangers 3, St Neots Town 2, and Staines 1 and Guildford 1. As the ball's into the feet of Rob Budd. Rob Budd lays it out into Patrick Campbell. Patrick Campbell's now got the ball. As Patrick Campbell looks to play the ball into Warren Kiembe, the keeper's had to come out and header that one. Can Marcus Markey pick it up? The answer's no. And it's a Harlow Town throw. So full-time whistles approach us within the FA Cup. This game is in the 83rd minute, so about 6 or 7 minutes depending on the at the time that they had as well. And it will be a throw to be taken short by Patrick Campbell into Marcus Marku. Marcus Marku back to Campbell. Campbell's got the ball, plays the ball into the box, and it's out of the box now, but Bayer picks it up. Millen into Amar Lewis. Amar Lewis has got the ball on the edge. Still Amar Lewis. He plays into George Doyle. George Doyle cuts inside. Can he get a shot off? And it's a push from number 8, but George Doyle's still got it. It's back to Andy Bengal, and in the end, it looks like a break forward for the small Bengal, but Patrick does well to run out and claim that ball, gives it to George Doyle. George Doyle loses the ball, and Clay picks it up, Clay strides forward from the centre half position. Clay plays it back to Jack McQueen. Jack McQueen plays it into Patrick, it's back to Jack McQueen. Jack McQueen into George Doyle. George Doyle over to Patrick Campbell on the far side now. Patrick Campbell's got the ball, it's into Jack McQueen. Jack McQueen stops the ball, rolls it, and into Marcus Marku. Marcus Marku back to Jack McQueen. Jack McQueen puts the ball through with Amar Lewis. Looking threatening there, but the ball runs into the house. The arrow and goal for Sporting Bengal United.
yeah, they try to keep the ball a little bit, just want a cutting edge. Jake, I think that's what's been missing all afternoon, to be fair. You know, when you do play Leicester side, obviously with the Enfield one, it's your first competitive game, and so you may be, you know, mentally a bit more sharper, but today it's actually been, it's felt like it has just been, we're playing a lower league side and we'd have to turn up, and I think if they would have just upped it 10%, I think they would have done well. But again, Bengal are tiring massively now, and they put a lot of effort in, I think, and have done themselves proud of the credit.
They have. They certainly didn't come there and get turned over like a lot of people thought that they would.
Yeah.
Probably including us naively as well. As the ball's put in from Sporting Bengal, it's intercepted by Kay. Kay's now got the ball for the Hawks. It's into Warren Kiembe. Warren Kiembe's got the ball for Harlow, who's gone into a more central position. Ali Kufemi got a touch on it, but he loses the ball as Armitage brings the ball forward on this near side. Armitage has got the ball. It looks to play inside, but Kay picks it up for Harlow. And it's back to the goalkeeper, 85th minute now in this side, 2-0. And Jack McQueen's got the ball, it's back into the feet of Rob Budd. Rob Budd's now got the ball into Kay. Kay's got the ball. Kay now clears this ball forward. That's what let's
see if he can be a bit more sharper.
Take it past the number 6 in the forward through. He tries to play it across him. Probably better off just trying to put it in with his left.
Again, that's where you've got to trust your ability, your strength. Just push your power on your left foot and you know, just go across the keeper and see what happens.
Bayer's now got the ball for Cyrus Gordon. Cyrus Gordon, back to Amit Bayer. Bayer into Amar Lewis. Amar Lewis back to Cyrus Gordon. Cyrus Gordon, good feet there. Tries to play Amar Lewis a bit before it goes out for a Sporting Bengal throw. The throw is taken. Sporting Bengal pick up the ball from Jake Edmonds in the middle. And it's back to the number 6. Bruce, who clears the ball forward, and it will run out for a Harlow Town throw on the far side. The throw is taken by Patrick Campbell. It's in to Marcus Marku. Back to George Doyle. George Doyle will flick over the top, looking for Kufemi. Kufemi couldn't get in, and it runs into the hands of Vieira. Vieira throws the ball out to the number 20. Which is Tawani. It's played forward into Singh into Edmonds. Edmonds looking for Rincon. Rincon can't get his head on it as Rob Budd charges out to put his ball forward, headed by Marcus Martin.
Now you want to see him go across and finish. They've gave up. Yeah, they did. The full-back Gazi played them all onside. And to be fair, they didn't even, they just let him run through the field rather than going back. Good finish though, he wanted to score, as I said, he's gone across, picked his spot, and that was it. So, yeah, no, good finish, game over. Good to hear the siren again.
Got about 2 or 3 minutes left, potentially he could get his hat-trick in this game.
Yeah, well, that's, you know, if he fancied it, he could have got it in the first half, Jake, I think. But yeah, that's it. Good finish. He scored 2 good goals today. Good header, and that was a good finish there. Just like I said to you earlier, they just lost a bit of shape and discipline, Bengal, which you can understand. You can give them a bit of credit for. They've tried, and they've done themselves proud. To be fair.
And the game is back underway for Sporting Bengal. It's number 10. Habanar picks up the ball. It's into Edmonds. Edmonds has got the ball, and it's back into Sporting Bengal. Interestingly, we were saying at half time when their number 4 Marquez got up, he's just walked underneath us in the tunnel and he was hobbling a bit.
Yeah, it's a shame. It is a shame because, like I said, I thought he played well, Jake, and he was everywhere all over the pitch, so that is a blow to him, and it does happen sometimes. It's the same with Alcott for Harlow. Obviously, you know, he was causing problems, and a fit him would have maybe made a bit of a difference. So let's hope they're both not long-term injuries, and it's going to keep them out for a while.
Sporting Bengal will play the ball back to their goalkeeper. Christian Adukafemi was trying to charge it down, but there was a lot of space in between him and the ball, and there's another Sporting Bengal United player down. We could have quite a hefty bit of added time as we tick into the 90th minute here at the Harlow Arena. Have just joined us here. We are in the dying embers of the game. It's Harlow Town 3, Sporting Bengal United 0. Harlow with 1 first half goal coming in the 5th minute through the form of Christian Adukafemi. And then just to check the other minutes of the goals for you stat men out there, it was a 64th minute header by Rodri Kay and an 87th minute goal by Christian Adukafemi. In this Emirates FA Cup Premier League round time. I believe the draw for the next round's on Tuesday evening.
Monday
evening. So Harlow will find out whether we'll be home or away in the first qualifying round of the Emirates FA Cup,
which is midweek.
It is midweek. I believe it's the 22nd of September
or 3rd.
So originally that was when our FC Romania game got moved to, but it's now been swapped to a home fixture rather than away. So of course we will play them week today against FC Romania in the first game of the league, should everything go to plan. Now the ref will wave this game back underway, and Cyrus Gordon sportingly throws the ball back to Vieira in goal for Sporting Bengal. Now we are into added time as Tawari plays the ball into the number 12. As well back to Tawari. Tawari plays the ball in to Bruce. Bruce has got the ball for Sporting Bengal. It's into Ghazi. Ghazi's now got the ball as he looks to play on the overlap to number 11 Chaka Barnett. Good ball over. Good covering by Patrick Campbell, but Barnett's beating him, and he ends up running it out of play, and it will be a goal kick to Harlow Town. Rob Budd will eventually take this goal kick. Didn't actually see an official amount for injury time. All we know is that we are in injury time. As Rob Budd takes this goal kick, it's headed away by Bruce. Back to the Sporting Bengal defence by Patrick Campbell. Garza gets ahead. Marcus Marku gets the ball for Harlow. So now Marcus Marku plays it into Adukafemi. Adukafemi's got the ball for Harlow. So he switches the play over to Anwar Lewis. Anwar Lewis back to Fire back to Anwar Lewis. Anwar Lewis into George Doyle. George Doyle into Anwar Lewis. Anwar Lewis' pass goes astray. So Wari brings the ball forward. And he strike the ball to get the ball back. It goes in the air, but Warren PMB will pick up the ball for the Holt. Warren PMB back to Bayer. Bayer gets intercepted, and it's a 15 Singh who picks up the ball for Sporting Bengal. It's into the 8 Edmonds. Edmonds has got the ball.
Right, the referee's just, I'll tell you what, it'd be interesting if the lino sees that, because the three's just had a little kick out lumps. Let's see if he's going to call the ref over. Well, the ref's seen it.
Moments ago there was a shot, and the ref's getting in the way of the number 12.
He shouldn't be doing that, the ref. They're both. He's had a little kick out at him.
Armitage was calling Bio over, and I believe it was Bio that took that little kick. And there's a little bit of a conversation going, and the ref will stop this game again as he brings over the number 12 Armitage, and perhaps maybe gets a yellow card for the centre. But we are waiting for him to get his card out. You'd think if he's calling him over for talking to him like that, he would give a yellow card, but at this late stage in the game, does he bother?
Yeah, if it needs it. I think he needs to go and talk to the linesman, you know, because he's seeing. He's just saying it's the last 2 minutes, don't be silly, but no need for it. Like I said to you before, it's discipline, and if Billa gets himself sent off for something stupid, he misses the next round of the FA Cup. It's where you just got to use your brain a little bit and just, see it out.
Will be a goal kick to Harlow Town to be taken by Rob Budd.
Oh mate, don't worry, it's between you, don't worry, leave it. There you go.
Rob Budd takes this goal kick and it's into Bayer. Bayer puts it on and it takes a deflection off Tim and goes out for a Harlow Town front. Bayer will take this throw for the Hawks. Takes it into Amar Lewis. Amar Lewis over to Marcus Marku. Marcus Marku back to Amar Lewis. Amar Lewis has got the ball as he looks to play in, and it hits the bottom of the number 7 Winsbon and out for a Harlow Town throw. Harlow Town take this throw, it's into Roger Kay. Kay's now got the ball for the Hawks. Breaking away in section there. He's actually foul. He's played advantage. Carlos Hodge tries to take a lob. But that was very, very silly there. If he gets himself sent off.
There you go. That's what I'm saying, mate. You've just got to keep your discipline in these areas.
I'm surprised he's not even received a card. He literally rugby tackled him to the ground. It's almost like the Harlow Arena turned into the WWE Arena here. As the ball's picked up in the hands of Rob Budd. Rob Budd would drop kick the ball out, and that's the full-time whistle. Only score here at Harlow Town game. Bengal United. Harlow fly in to the next round of the EMIRATES FA Cup. We'll see you again next week for our home tie against FC Romania. For now, take care. See you later. Thanks for listening.